Just give me a heads up to say if you can hear me or not. Testing.
the 3 broadband winter...
Right. This may be a bit different. We've tried something different to hopefully stop the thing crashing. We're not live streaming from the main computer. We're live streaming from that computer, and we're doing the details and the stuff from this one, which seemed like a good idea at the time, but now when I go and present everything, I'm going to have to go in here and here. Whatever. Sounds shy. Excellent. Does that sound any better? Echo. Brilliant. Echo. No. Setting. Oh yeah. 1, 2. Let's try that. Any better? Just gosh. I thought I'd set it up right. Does that sound any better to you? Let me know. YouTube, stop fucking with this shit. Okay. Could have been that some other device over there was linked in. Should we try something else a minute? See if this works? Just to be sure. Hello. Can you hear me? Let's hope we don't have to use that one. That's going to be shit. Right. Well, there we go. There's some stuff going on, isn't there? Don't fix it unless it's broke. Well, of course it's broke. It's one of my live streams. So we've got 2 cameras there and this lot. If it crashes tonight, it crashes tonight. Do you know what I mean? Fucking past the point of caring. Now, there we are. Right, let's go over to news. Do you know, I went training after the first time in ages today. Fuck me, I felt bad. Well, we've got 346 people watching, which isn't bad darts considering the main channel's cut off. Why? Well, we've upset the YouTube gods, haven't we? And YouTube, if you're watching, the very fact that I'm getting on your left-wing tit pleases me. And if you stop me streaming on this one, it just proves my point. So crack on. Right. News and video ideas. There you go. Daring them to do something is probably never a good idea, but whatever. I couldn't give a fuck anymore. Right, let's see if we can find... What's the date today? So I posted it on the 20th. Yes. Let's move that over. Put it over there. Oh, fuck me. It's a Telegraph. Rural Ireland revolts as town's only hotel is closed to accommodate asylum seekers. Can you imagine that? Your only hotel. All of a sudden, somebody's gone up to them and gone, well, you're probably struggling a bit. So what we're going to do is offer you stupid amounts of money to completely fuck your entire community. And basically, if your hotel's looking a bit drab at the moment, don't worry. If this lot smash it up, which they probably will, okay, you get a new one. You get it all redecorated. So who wouldn't take that? Well, any normal fucking person, actually. But there's always somebody out there willing to sell their soul. Do you know what? I think I might... Oh, hang on. Got a call already. Why can't I hear it? That's always a worry. Well, hello? That's what I thought. Bear in mind, everything's going to go wrong tonight because I expect it to. Bear with me, buddy, if you can hear. Oh, fuck off, phone. All right, why can't I hear? You know what? I'm at the point of telling this fucking piece of shit fucking thing to fuck off. Why can't I hear it? Let's try something else. Bear with. I set it all up just before we went off. Fine. But no. Row roster 2. Let's try that. Hello. Hello. Well, I can
Hello
hear.
there.
Ah, fuck me. We got a result. How you doing?
Hello. How's it going, mate?
Shit. I'd usually say fucking great, but just at the moment, it's just a bit technical at the moment. How about you? I'd usually say fucking great. Right, mate, you're going to have to turn the live stream off in the background if you can, bud. Please.
Right. Hold on. There
No
you
worries,
go,
no,
mate.
no worries. Gives me a minute to get my head together.
Okay, mate. All right, right. That should be it, mate.
No worries. So, where are you ringing from? Is it Bonnie, Scotland, or are you living in the living down here now?
It's Dundee, mate.
All right. So what do you know?
I was looking at your live stream, you know, and you were getting through to another caller. You didn't get through, and I thought I'll give you a try, and straight away, mate, I got through to you. So I apologise to the previous caller. I might have been actually trying to get through to you.
It was my fault because I'd set this up. And what I did was I managed to play sound through it, and that came through, and everything was great. And then the moment a call comes, it didn't do it. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? So anyway, all the pre-preparation you can try, and then well, as soon as you press live, it all fucking falls apart. But hey, never mind. Anyway, what's on your mind, buddy?
Well, Rev, you know, there's a couple of things on my mind, mate. It's hard for me to know where to start, mate. You know, we all know what's going on in the world today, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the World Health Organization.
Yeah, right.
I know all their plans and everything, mate. You know, and I think like people are maybe being lulled into a false sense of security right now. Well, after all the COVID shit, like it's like people are going back to work and they think things are going back to normal. But unfortunately, Rev, I think like, you know, we're getting penned into a little sheep pen, you know. We're all getting
we gave away a lot of our rights during the last pandemic. Now I can't actually talk about the illness itself, otherwise we get banned because they don't like that. But I can talk about the laws that changed, because that's the law. It's not medical misinformation. And what we did was the World Economic Forum, or the World Health Organization, I should say, decided that, you know, worldwide pandemics had to be dealt with robustly. And they all came together and they agreed that under such a situation again, they could basically take over the sovereignty of each nation for its own good to deal with an outbreak of another pandemic. So we gave away in the last lot a load of power. We gave away a load of our rights. We didn't actually, they just took them, right? That's how it worked. And now, should there be another outbreak, then the World Health Organization is legally allowed to take over the running of how a country is locked down and how they deal with said next thing. So we're in a lot of trouble because these are people who are faceless bureaucrats who have an agenda. So literally, it's a matter of time of waiting for the next thing.
Yeah, you're talking about the new regulations that are coming into play within the next couple of weeks, Rev.
Mm-hmm.
I actually sent, you know, a letter to every politician in the land. You know, there was a template, you know, and I got 365 replies from the politicians, and most of them said, because you're not in my constituency, I can't answer your question about your deep concerns. But there was a couple of MPs, you know, Andrew Bridgen being one of the very few people with a spine in his fucking back column, you know, that actually stood up there and said, look, this is what's going on, guys. But again, Rev, I say, I really don't know if most people in this country, because we're too busy fucking working our asses off, getting taxed to the hilt. People don't have time to look into this stuff, man. You know, they're too busy feeding their families, and not to mention, you know, it's either heat or eat. I'm really deeply concerned for the people of this country. I'm not even mentioning mass migration or the angry bootneck or a couple of other people. Jones from Liverpool. I mean, there's some people here, mate, that know what's going on. And it's like a slow creep, isn't it? It's like, you know, it's like that. It's an old Russian saying: "A fish rots from the head down." You know,
if they do it slow enough, we won't really take a great deal of notice because people are lazy; they don't do anything. You know, if you look all over Europe at the moment, people are out in the streets, and in Europe they're kicking off, but over here we don't. That's the sum of it, really. But if they were to rush ahead with stuff fast, then we probably might get woken up. So they push just as much as they can. It's like the cat moving towards the, you know, cat just moving slowly towards its prey. They do it quietly, frog in the pan.
The thing is, we actually do know what their agenda is, because they made it perfectly clear for everybody. You know, it's like the old Georgia stones, wasn't it? You know, that they were mysteriously blown up, like, you know, a population of 500 million people on the planet, and perpetual bloody, you know. I mean, it's everything's been brought out, and this is, I think we're at the end times, like, you know, I really do believe that, mate, you know, and everything's been brought to light, and that's fucking wonderful, mate, because everything needs to be brought to light.
At the end of the empire, you know, there's decadence, isn't there? That's basically the empire falling apart. And in decadence, you have degeneracy, you have fake prophets, you have false idols, all of these different things that will make people follow the wrong people and bring down the society. And in the end of it, I think of the four horsemen at the moment, and it feels like the four horsemen are coming. That's how it feels.
And on top of that, Rev, you've also got people that will get fed to the lines. You'll get people that will stand up on the, you know, it doesn't matter what you do to them, they will always stand in truth. And that's really where, you know, your channel comes in. And people at phone, because I've listened to you for a number of years now, Rev. You know, my name's Bob Hunter. I don't know if you remember me from years ago, mate. But, you know, we stand in truth, mate. And that's what I love about this community. We are wonderful people full of love and kindness and peace, mate. And that's what's going to defeat this evil fucking cabal, mate. You know what I mean?
Well, there's not that many of them at the moment, and things haven't got bad enough, have they? That's about the sum of it. That's how I can work it out. But
there's not that many, Rev, but they've got all the agencies on their side. They've got the police force on their side. They've got the, you know, I mean, the CIA, the Criminal Intelligence Agency, the FBI, you know,
they spend billions making sure that they know what we think. It's amazing, isn't it? I'm just going to turn that other light on as well.
And then you know, and that's not even to mention all the spying stuff they've got on. You know, everyone walks about with a phone today. Everyone, and that's the biggest spying agency on the planet. Up here in Dundee, they're bringing in the up in Dundee, Rev. They're bringing in the LEZ, is it the low carbon fucking thing, like, you know.
Some cities I hear are about to drop that, by the way. Are you talking like the ULEZ thing?
Yeah. Well, they're bringing in the it's just, instead of calling it ULEZ up here in Dundee in Scotland, it's just LEZ, the low fucking. Sorry.
Yeah, just low emission zone. So instead of ultra low, it's just low. So
yeah, it's just LEZ, and it's coming into force. I think it's about May or June.
So there are a lot of places starting to teach what I've seen now that are going, well, pollution's come down. We're thinking of doing away with it. And there's going to be people that are going to say thank you about that. But really, they shouldn't. They should have said, we should never have had it. We have been robbed. This was bullshit.
That's right, Rev. That's what worries me, man. You know, I mean, this well, Scotland's going to pot. But the very fact of the matter is that they're copying what's happening in London, even though they know the trouble it's caused, the pain and the hardships it's causing it in the motorists. They're bringing it in here, in the middle of Scotland, like where the wind blows and the tree blows, and there's no emission. You know, you don't have to. You know, you walk out the door and it's the freshest air on the planet, but they want to bring in the low emission zones.
Here's a thought. Here's a thought for you, right? If something's bad for you, you shouldn't be able to do it, right? If it is generally bad, okay? Because you don't want to be doing something that's actually bad. But if it's all right to do something bad as long as you pay me to be bad, then that's not right either, is it? So you either can't drive these vehicles in there because it's bad for you, or you can. But it's not, oh, well, it's bad for us, but if you pay me, you can come in. That's bollocks. Because that's just a tax. And that tax, where does it go? And when we're taxed all over the world, which is like worth trillions a year, right? Where does all that money go back to? Nobody actually ever asked that question. Oh, it goes to reinvesting in green energy. Does it? Fuck. It's bollocks. This is just fucking extra taxation, just to rinse more money out of us.
Yeah, I'm totally agree with you there. And by the way, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I've stopped paying my council tax for the last 2 years. They've threatened me with all sorts of things. Now, the very fact of the matter is, I don't own my home. I've rented my car, so they can't seize my property and they can't seize my car. So as far as the council, I'm only talking about council tax. I've stopped paying my council tax for the last 2 years.
I'll be honest, I don't know anything about the legalese of all of that stuff. That's not my division. There are people out there that understand that. I seriously don't know. I pay my council tax. The reason I pay is because they'd love any reason to get rid of me at the moment, and I've got to keep my nose clean.
I think they can jail you down in England and Wales, but they can't in Scotland. But I've not refused it. But what they have threatened me a letter with is they're going to, what was the word, seize my bank account, or, or directly intervene in my wages. But so far, that hasn't happened. Because if it did happen, I would go to my employer and they'd say, right, stop any wages going into the bank account. They'd open up a new bank account. And I would dance around. But I'm not paying, because that council tax, it doesn't go to the local council, it goes to a central pool and government, and then the government redistributes it to the local.
A redistribution of the wealth. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that so socialist?
Yeah, so isn't communism a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Fucking, I detest it on a large scale. I'll be fucking honest, communism, because communism's killed more people than you can imagine.
I nearly shit my pants every time I fucking mention the word communism, because we're all equally in the shite, aren't we?
I always get the fear about isms. I don't know an ism yet that's really particularly good. Socialism, Marxism, communism.
I think there's only one good ism I can think of right now, Rev, looking at you, and that's alcoholism.
Well, look at this. Sorry, mate. I'm water tonight. Yeah.
I'm only joking, Rev. I didn't mean to say that.
I tell you what, though, alcoholism, fucking hell, that made me old early, that did. And if you remember me 3 years ago, I was all puffy and everything.
We've all got our isms, mate, but I'm sorry, I work hard, I play hard, and
look, a few of anything doesn't matter, right? I mean, in my case, I was drinking, I don't know, 10 pints a day at one point, right? Minimum. That's probably not that good for you. But if you want to have a drink occasionally, there's nothing fucking wrong with that. The only problem what we got is as we get older, the hangover start. I never used to get a hangover, but the next day I go, oh, I really don't wish I'd done this. I really regret this. And it's not even a massive headache. Although sometimes, when you do get really dehydrated, there's just a pain around the back of the head, just there. Fucking hell, it hurts. Does anybody else get that? Let me know in the comments. Do you get that pain at the back of the head? Fuck me, it hurts. There you go. There's another ism. Narcissism. Yes. Well done, 5T3.
Rev, can I give you a quick 1 or 2 minute rundown of my life?
Go on, then.
It seems to be important
right.
At the moment.
Few things. Don't dox yourself.
Okay.
Right, because that's not a good idea. And don't endorse violence.
Absolutely.
Just imagine terms of service from YouTube that are getting ever worse. All right.
No worse, mate. Don't worry about that.
Go on, then.
Okay, mate. Quickly, Rev. I was brought up with an alcoholic father. That went on for a while, and then 16, I went down to London. This is moving from Scotland to London.
Yeah.
I got myself involved in quite a lot of alcohol, and then stealing cars. I ended up in Pentonville, Wormwood Scrubs, Brixton, not to mention Perth Prison up in Scotland. And it was all for stealing cars, basically. There was no violence or any of that stuff, man.
Yeah, but car offences will eventually put you in the net. They did me.
Absolute stupidity, right? Now, I was sitting in Wormwood Scrubs this was 1987.
Right.
And
rough
social worker came into the cell and he says to me, Dennis, do you think you've got a problem with alcohol? Because every time you commit a crime, you seem to be coming in like every 2 years. I says, well, you know what? You're probably right.
Hmm.
Now, what happened was this social worker, right? He went one with Scrubs. I went into a dry house in Ealing Broadway. I was like the Princess Trust, you know.
Hang on a second. Did you say Broadway? In
No,
Western
not
Super?
Broadway.
Oh, right. I was going to say, because we had a drying out place on Broadway in Western Supermare. And that's where all the famous ones went.
Ealing Broadway.
Right.
So I went in there, right? Now, I was in, I think this was 18 months that this went on for, but what happened, this is the biggest thing about it, Rev, right? I was walking down the street one day, and I used to visit this local park I used to go to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm walking down the street, and I'm thinking, this in my head, I'm thinking, I'm really looking forward to going down to this park. And I swear to God, Rev, from one step to the next step, I changed instantly. It's like something happened to me. I became full of life and love and joy and peace within myself. I've never felt that way in my entire life.
Do you know, it's funny, people get that. At some point in their life, they have a switch. I did mine through illegal stuff, right? I tried the little ones, right? I won't say what they are. Basically, the tiny little things, and they're Mitsubishi, all right? Anyway, that showed me that I had all this love in me, and it changed me from being the person who'd have a few drinks and enjoy a fight. I didn't go back to that again, and I realized that all the love was in me that I'd suppressed because of reasons, and then never went back. So for me, it was a positive thing for me, but I wouldn't advise anybody else to do it. Just saying, it just worked for me.
And on top of that, Rev, it's like, you know, I didn't plan it. I was completely out of the fucking blue, mate.
Mm-hmm.
And from being an external human being, you know, psychologically speaking, I became an internal human being. And I spent the next 6 years of my life studying every fucking philosophy, you know, psychology, spirituality. I need to know what happened to me, because I've never felt so good in my life.
But do you not think the psychology has been used against the average person in everything it sees around it?
Absolutely. You know, 100%. It's a psychological warfare. You know, well, it's been admitted anyway that the British government used, I think it was, what were they called? The 77 unit or something.
Well, they're active now. Probably, if you look in chat, there'll be some in there. But there's, I mean, with the psychological, they program you to work as a hive. You know, the hive mentality, the hive mind kind of thing. And what they'll do is they'll slowly change the hive mind through subliminal in the 50s. Now they do it through what you see on TV, what you see in your phone, all sorts of stuff like that, billboards, whatever it is. And it's slowly changing you. Do you remember seeing that film, They Live, where he looks at the billboard and he actually sees the messages for what they really are when he puts the glasses on? We're starting.
I remember that very well.
Well, their messages are that obvious now. Like, it's freezing cold because of global warming. Fuck off. You know what I mean? But it is that obvious now that they're getting obviously fucking, people are going, I'm not playing for this bullshit anymore, which is why you see things like the World Economic Forum at the moment. It is the World Economic Forum at Davos, isn't it? And they're doing build back trust. Anybody who, it doesn't matter how hard they hit you with information and stuff like that, anybody who fell for that and started to trust them, I would be just gobsmacked how stupid you could be. You wouldn't trust people that tell you that their plans are for you to have nothing and be happy, considering at the moment you'll have something. May not be a lot, but you'll have something. But to take this away from you and tell you that you'll be happy about it and they want you to trust them, that's like asking Jimmy Savile to look after your kids. It's madness. Anyway, my old mate, what I'm going to have to do, because I'm going to have to get through a few calls today, because I don't know how long I'll last, because I went to the gym and it's fucked me up and I feel like shit. I got like a fucking cold. But if we got some time later on and you want to come back on, let us know, buddy. All right?
I appreciate that, Rev. It's an absolute pleasure to speak to you, pal. And I'll tell you what, mate, it is a spiritual fight, pal. But
it is.
God love us all, pal.
And you, God bless you, mate. All right?
Take care, buddy.
See you in a bit, mate. I like regional accents as well. Fuck me, that was quick. Hello. Hang on, what happened there then? This phone's been a twat. Hello.
Hello, you talking to me?
I-
Or am I just like talking to the fucking wall again?
Well, you tell me, right? What do you reckon? Does this sound like a wall?
No, it doesn't. Actually got through to you, have I?
Yeah. You phoned in a few times, haven't you?
I probably have, yeah.
Yes.
I'm an ex-squaddy. I spent 6 years in the army. And how do you feel about the 2.5 billion to 3 billion quid that's been chucked over to murder people who don't want to be there?
You mean Ukraine?
In Ukraine. Yeah.
Oh,
Ukraine.
I'm over the moon. Like, we can really afford that, can't we? I mean, at the end of the day, that money could have taken a shitload of homeless ex-vets off the fucking streets. So not happy at all.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
So no, they're.
Do you know what the bombs do as well? But they've got these new bombs that they've got on these new what do they call them? Like the new drones. I'm trying to think of the word. It's not drones.
What does it do?
They've got phosphorus.
Right. Okay. So
Shit that goes through.
yeah, and you can't put it out. So if
the people that are in the tanks,
yeah,
do you know what it does to them? It melts them. Actually, it melts them.
Well, phosphorus, what it does, it melts the hole in the outside of the tank. Then the thing itself goes in and flies around the tank so much it turns everything in it to jelly.
It's difficult to. I can't tell you because I'm not qualified or in the situation.
Somebody said a thermobaric.
But,
that makes it,
yeah. These new rounds, yeah.
So
they don't just burn through the hatches of the tanks; they melt everything that goes through.
Right, I dealt with thermalite on the railway, right, and it goes from being the stuff we had was just like it was like granules, and you put it in a mold, and they put the sparkler into it, and within a split second, it had gone from nothing to about 3,000 degrees, where it would then go through the mold, set the two rails together, and you leave it there for a while.
Totally similar now. It's so similar. They got these thermo rounds blast through the top layer, and they go through and they blow everything. You watch.
If you look at the comments, I'll tell you that these things have been around for a little while. What we used to do is we have a casing around this thing, and the casing would melt the outside of the tank, and the piercing would then go through and go smash around the tank and kill everything in it and turn it all to just mush. So, but this is the thing: the people that are going to the war in Ukraine are being forced now. They've been dragged off the street and press ganged. They're getting old men going in, or women.
They're 17, 18-year-old women.
Mm-hmm.
They're people in their 60s, 70s. Have you seen it?
It sounds like the last days of the Second World War for the Nazis.
It's totally that.
Mm-hmm.
But why is it going on?
Well, because they're losing.
Are being subjected to this evilness. It's evil.
Right. He's a puppet. Okay. So he's a puppet dictator, stroke leader they put in there. The reason they went to war was because Russia was trying to look after the people that they were murdering and had been murdering for years.
The thing is, we all know this.
Right.
Anyone who's not.
It's to stir up the Cold War. Do you know how much money was made out of the Cold War for the globalists last time? It was billions. Well, trillions, actually.
Imagine.
I mean, the Americans spent trillions, we spent billions.
Bunkers. Imagine how much a nuclear bunker cost.
And how many we had in the UK alone. I mean, in Wiltshire, there's an entire fucking underground city that's still there.
Billions.
Yeah. But that aside,
you're so correct. You're so right. You're so correct.
I mean,
it's just amazing.
But the thing is, right, we did away with all of that stuff during the Cold War. We had all these bases all over the UK because back in the 50s and the 60s, the technology was still, you would send men into places, right? As machinery and technology took over, a lot of these places like Weston-super-Mare had a radar training for the RAF, right? Anyway, that closed down because they can now do everything through tech like this, that one man can do the job of 50 or 100 or whatever it is, right? So all of these big air bases that we used to have, which cost huge sums of money, they've got rid of that. They sold it all off, by the way. I don't know who made the money for that one, but they're now housing. All these underground places, we will not have a nuclear war. trust me on this one. Anybody out there who's worried about this?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and I'm going to really pickle your brain now. This is just a thought of mine, right? Is that in Russia, they point the finger at the West and say they're the bad boys. Don't trust them. This is what capitalism did, blah, blah, blah. They're so corrupt. You've got this, that, and the other. And then America point the finger at Russia and say, Russia are bad. Okay. China bad. Not so much. Right. Anyway, they say there's a big threat. Both sides say there are. And what they can have is an arms race again, which generates huge sums of money for the leadership of both sides because they're invested. They've got financial assets or say, for instance, people within power, like take, for instance, Rishi Sunak. Okay. Now, if we talk about Rishi Sunak, his family are involved in, they've just bought up drilling rights in Gaza Strip. Well, Gaza, they have to win that war yet for that to actually happen, but they've already got drilling rights. When you looked at, say, for instance, Theresa May, when we were going to have that war with Syria, okay, and she was pushing hard for that, her old man had shares in the company that was going to make the replacement rockets for the ones that were going to be used over there. So she had a financial interest. That's just a really small example, but our globalists own the companies that pay that supply, I should say, the war machine. You own
another small example.
Got him.
I'll give you a small example. I used to work on the front line on tanks, mainly on warrior on personnel carriers.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the front line in Germany. This is mid 90s, I'd say.
Right.
And we'd get an engine in on a warrior, and they'd say it's called a pack. An engine's called a pack, and they'd say the pack needs replacing.
Mm-hmm.
It's done 6,000 miles. The pack could do 24,000 miles probably.
But you change it after 6,000 for reliability.
Yeah, it's like having a car and saying your car can do.
But you send the old pack back to the UK to be re-engineered, don't you? Right.
Yeah, it goes back to a workshop, and they strip it and rebuild it.
And people think that tanks can drive for miles on the road, which they can't. They've got to be driven there on tank transporters because a tank doesn't last very long driving on the roads for long periods, does it? It needs huge amounts of servicing.
It does 2,000 or 3,000 miles without. It does 2,000 or 3,000 miles. I'd have thought.
Yeah, it's not a great deal, right? In a war.
It's been a long time. But these packs, they take them out, and they have to be taken back to a workshop and be rebuilt. And there'd always be an excuse when they took them back. Be an excuse that there was something seriously wrong, like the crankshaft or bearings had gone. They'd be shipped back to Vickers or whoever's rebuilding. You still there?
Yeah, I'm listening, mate.
They'd be taken back there, and they'd rebuild the engine from scratch instead of going from our workshops. And the cost is unbelievable. You have no idea.
It's like a form of cronyism, isn't it? Where you make sure that they do you a deal, you do them a deal, everybody gets brown envelope.
All I can say is you've got no idea of the cost.
No, I imagine that a war machine is our war machine costs billions. Our dedication to NATO costs us billions and billions a year.
But where's the money coming from?
You.
Yeah, you and me.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah, I know illusions about this. Look, after the First World War, they realized that there was huge sums of money to be made in war. They'd made more money out of war than they'd made during peacetime on their production lines. And they realized, many people realized, so you've got guns, you've got machines, you've got aircraft, you've got all the other stuff that sends a war or works with a war, because there's so much more to a war than just people and tanks and stuff like that. So you've got all the supply lines, and who makes money out of that? Well, we have to borrow money as a nation to fight a war. Who do we borrow that off? Private banking, right? It takes us fucking the next 80 years to pay the cunt back. Anyway, right? Whilst doing that, right, they're spending our money on some proxy war which defends their financial interests. And NATO's been pushing ever closer to Germany since the 60s. Not Germany, Russia. We're poking the bear. We want another Cold War. But there'll never be actual nuclear exchange, not big scale, because Even the
that will
globalists
never
have got
happen.
to share the same planet, so they're not going to live in a fucking nuclear fallout. They just won't do it. And they do talk behind the scenes. I'm pretty sure that behind the scenes there are people from Russia that talk to the people in the West and orchestrate this great little thing that we all believe to be true. And all it is another way for them to drum up huge sums of money on both sides of the fence.
The Challenger 2 tank is not rifled. It doesn't have a machined edge around it to spin around.
Right.
It.
So you don't have the tapered thing to spin the projectile, right? Yeah.
And they knew it didn't work. They knew it didn't work. It's a load of bollocks. And I speak to people. I've been in this game for years, and they knew it didn't. They knew it didn't work.
Mate, they were sending people to war during the Falklands.
Now,
it's cool.
That's nothing to do with the fault.
No. What I'm saying is, but you're saying about that. I'm saying they were sending people to war in ships, and their flame-proof kit that they were supposed to wear was actually not fire resistant.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? They would.
You know what? You know how embarrassing that is. It's like
So but this is nothing new. We've had people go to war that have to go down and buy their own kit because it's better than the kit that gets supplied. You know what I mean?
I've done it. I've done it myself. I've been in that situation where I've had to go out and buy kit. Everyone's done it. You know, I was in the forces mainly in the 90s.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff they have to because the other shit falls apart. It's embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mind you, you can't exactly go and buy yourself a fucking new muzzle for your tank, can you? But there you are. Anyway, buddy, I'm going to have to get on to the next caller. Give us a call back a little bit later if you get a chance, all right?
Yeah, we'll do, mate. Cheers.
No, see you in a bit, mate. Bye.
Bye.
I have a sneaking suspicion that was the one that asked me about the reporter. Hello.
Hi, Simon.
Hello. Who's this?
It's Paris. I've been trying to get through our phone like 39 times.
Okay, I guess you're in Scotland.
I want to speak about social services.
Okay, go on.
Without bottom eyes out, hopefully. Something serious that not a lot of people know about, that they need to know about. The forced vaccine kids in care.
Right, stop. Hey, stop, love. I can't talk about that on air. You'll get me.
Yeah, okay. I'll avoid that word. But you get my drift, right?
Right, yeah. No, love. That's not even a topic I could talk about on here. We can't talk about it because you get done for medical for misinformation and they'll take my channel. That's how they are at the moment, love, all right?
Oh, right. Okay. So it's just I know how much you've done for a while now, and I noticed you mentioned the ACEs, and I know it's misinformation. I know everybody's cracking down. I've had 23 bands on Facebook. I don't care about them, but it's just I'm trying to get my son back, and nobody cares, and nobody's helping us. And my son's 20 now as well, so and they still got him. And I'm just worried that I'm going to get a call or a text or knock on the door.
Right, I can't talk seriously because I know where we're going to go, and you're going to accidentally say something that I can't talk about that at the moment. I'm really sorry. You know, when somebody just wants to say whatever it is they want to say, and regardless of how it affects your channel, I can't have that. So I'm really sorry to her, but that was going to end badly. And I'm slightly suspicious at the moment anyway, as you would be. Hello.
Hello, Si.
How's it going?
All right, mate. All right.
What's occurring?
Not a lot. I'm going on a forces resettlement course on. Hang on, I'll just turn this down. All right, mate. All right. What's occurring? Not a lot. I'm going on a forces resettlement course. Hang on. That's better.
You call into everybody. You should know better than doing that now.
Well, I couldn't. I've been trying to get you the last couple of weeks, but I couldn't get through.
Yeah, it's been bad. Yeah. So,
sorry, how are you keeping, mate?
All right. It was a bit rough over the winter period, over the Christmas period. I was fucking had that cold that made me so I couldn't breathe, so I couldn't go to the gym. But I've got that sorted now.
Oh,
Yeah.
You silly old sod, you. What are you like?
Yeah.
I'm going in you'll laugh at this. I'm going in a forces resettlement course tomorrow for a week.
What does that mean then, exactly, buddy?
Being a veteran, as that young man was saying, means I go to the British Legion down at Portsmouth Harbour, and I'm staying in a hotel for a week, and the British Legion help me get employment, update all my bits and pieces and stuff like that. Don't cost me a penny.
So, what were you going to get coming out of that?
I'll get a lot more job opportunities from people, for the course, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I got my eyes back, so I'm putting in for my HGV again.
So, when you say have you had your HGV, or is it something new you want?
No, I had my HGV in because of my eyes. When I had my type 2 diabetes, I had cataracts, and they said, I handed me license in, so I'd not to affect my HGV. Means I can go back and get it now. My eyes are all right.
Right. So, well, if you can get your HGV back,
looking up, mate.
There's plenty. Yeah, exactly that. There's plenty of work out there, mate. Trust me.
Yeah, the fridge is doing well.
Excellent. And you still
microwave. How's the plant?
It's fucking huge. Fucking look.
What are you like?
Look at the
blimey.
The size of that. You started to take up the fucking window.
How's your daughter?
Still mad as a piece of cheese. Still working her ass off. Poor cow. She's getting to the conclusion that we're all at. Fucking work too many hours and don't get paid enough.
I know. It's getting stupid now. Where you're going to Sainsbury's in where I live, and it's a 35-hour week. They got a B&M opening at Epsom. 100 people went for that. 300 people went for that with 100 vacancies.
That's the whole point in overpopulating this country with people. When you've got 300 people that will go for a job, then you don't have to advertise that job at £15 an hour because somebody will do it for 10. Globalism, that is, mate.
It's. I mean, my mate Neil, he's still in the truck industry, and he's working his cotton socks up, and you can hardly get anything these days.
Well, I can't understand why the fucking shelves are so shit. And you'll get all the lefties will go, oh, well, you wanted Brexit. Fuck off. We're telling our farmers not to produce, and then we're fucking the farmers up abroad. What do you expect? That's why there's no shit on the shelves.
And the poor farmer's trying to make a living out of it, and you get some idiot. Electric. I mean, look at the two buses that the London Mayor got. They set alight. Well, I'm sorry, but I've got no time for electric buses or electric trucks.
Did somebody set them on fire, or did they set themselves on fire? Which one was it?
They set themselves on fire.
Oh, right. Was that like a protest against fucking diversity and greenery?
The buses just said, fuck this, I'm not playing no more. They've just said, I'm going up. And the driver didn't even know what was going on.
My brother had
probably a mechanical fault.
My brother had not an electric bus. He had a standard old-fashioned bus go up in flames. And the woman who was sat in the back seat, she got out, right, because it was the engine fire. She got out and left all the stuff there. And there was a claim that went in for barbecued food because he cooked it in the back of his truck. Well, the bus. Some sense of irony there, but whatever. Anyway, so yeah. So other than that, what else? So you've done that, you've done that, and you're. So how do you think 2024 is going to go for you?
It's going to be a lot better than 2023, and my mate Will Shears, who works for Truck and Drive, he's doing all right.
Excellent.
Apart from that, it's just Leatherhead's gone to nuts and bolts. Nothing.
Indeed.
Nothing.
Well, I'm gonna because I'm gonna have to get through a lot of calls tonight. I can see because we've got quite a few people.
I'll probably speak to you next week. Then take care, mate.
Oh, mate, see you later. Bye bye. Right, don't call in for a second because I want to show you something. Right, so I'm just going to turn that fader off for a minute. I want to show you a story, only for the fact that there's a certain level of irony here. Prince Harry withdraws libel case against the Mail on Sunday. The Duke of Sussex will now having to pay the Mail on Sunday the costs of 250 along with his own lawyer's fees, meaning a total legal bill of more than 750 grand. Now, let me think. Hang on a minute. Let's see if we've got that here. Bear with. So there's people ringing in at the moment. I'll get around to you in a second. Now, have a little listen to this, right? This is Prince Harry going to court for the first time. Somebody in the background, I just can't make it out.
Does it kind of changes the game for the royal family? I think what we're going to be, we have some, as you can see, some lively protesters turning up even. I think what we're going to be...
Hear us well enough at the courthouse here.
Right. So this is as he's going in. There's a certain somebody warning him that his barrister's a cunt and that he'll stitch him up because he stitched him up. Have a listen.
At the High Court in London. We're just watching him go into the building now. So that is him.
So if he'd have listened to Brian Harvey, he'd have saved himself 750 grand. He's warned him that his barrister was fucking bent, right? But did he listen? Did he fuck? And it's cost him 750 grand. So, Harry, just from me, from Brian to you, you should have listened, mate. You'd be 750 grand better off and you wouldn't look so bad. But never mind. There it is. Right, we can go back to the call-ins now. So, I just thought I'd give him a shout out there because he was bang on the money. Again. I've been having some conversations with him lately. I've learned a lot. Hello.
Hello, bloody hell, I'm through. Hang on, let me turn this off. There you go. You can hear me?
Yep, you're fine.
And that's the Reverend, yeah?
All day long?
I'll call you the Padre because I'm ex-army. But yeah, I'll tell you what, everything that you're saying on your chat, on your feeds and everything, you're absolutely spot on, you know? And for someone like me who is totally anti what they call it, Houses of Parliament, you know, my dial's being really switched over to one side, if you get what I mean.
It tends to start to do that after a while.
Well, as I'm talking to you, my heart's pumping. You know, I am an ex-serviceman, like I said, ex-Coldstream Guards, used to look after the Queen for a little while. So, yeah, and I'm not the only one. I've got 4 or 5 mates. We're all like, well, this is coming ahead. This is coming ahead. This is coming ahead. I'm not looking forward to what's going to happen in 2024 because the only way we can defeat this is get them Muppets in so they fuck up their mistakes first, so then we can. So they can't get their plan and preparation and the plan and preparation into perfection. You know what I'm saying?
The way I look at it, this will be the closest run thing we'll ever experience. If we get it wrong, we're fucked forever. If we get it right, we'll have saved ourselves. Right, Bri, if you're watching, bear with me a second.
Exactly.
Technology speaking here. I've got to try and find a way to get a link from this to Bri.
I'm watching you on my telly and talking to you on my phone, so.
Yeah, because I've just put something out about Brian, and Brian's watching. So Brian goes, "Yeah, fuck it, I'll come on," which is funny because, well, who knows how it's going to go now, right? This will be fun. But yeah, go on, buddy.
Many people. There's just so many people wanting to swing to that side. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen.
They ain't going to go fucking gently, boy. I'm telling you now. This won't be easy.
It's going to happen, and it's not going to be very nice.
No, not at all. I'm not looking forward to it, mate. And there's going to be a lot of innocent people that are going to lose a lot of freedoms, property, or worse. Not looking forward to it at all. What sort of numbers we got? Do you know what? They've taken me away from my main channel, and I've still got 741 people. YouTube, are you watching this? People don't want to be away from the truth. Yeah. They've had enough. They don't want to watch your fucking mainstream shit. They want to watch this. All right? Fuck you. Ha ha. Anyway.
See, I stopped watching mainstream TV. They phone me up saying, "Oh, you haven't paid your bill, blah, blah, blah." I go, "It's because I haven't had my fucking TV plugged into the wall for the last 18 months, mate. Fuck you."
There is other things, though. You got to make sure you don't watch anything on, say, for instance, you went to YouTube and you started to watch BBC streaming stuff, or you went on the net and you watch BBC streaming stuff, or other things like that. There's other ways they can catch you out, and you need to be aware of that. I don't watch any of that.
I'll tell you. Well, I've got a piece of kit that allows me to pick up everything.
But if they catch you doing it, you are fucked. I mean, I don't want to watch BBC anyway because I feel like I don't know, by some way endorsing fucking wrongness.
I think they're a bunch of fucking, well, they've proved what sort of people they are by backing people like Jimmy Savile. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
You've seen that statue outside there that's got some naked mush and some fucking kid pushed into its bits and bobs. Gross.
I haven't. I don't want to see it. Get my anger levels too high.
Well, some bloke went up there, didn't he, with a chisel?
Want to fucking hit something.
Did you not hear? Some one of us went up there with a chisel and tried knocking the fucking cock off with a hammer and bolster. Didn't come off, I don't think. I think he actually started with the feet.
Take the whole fucking statue down.
I know, mate, but it's kind of hard to get in there and get the thing down safely without fucking killing somebody and without having sort of heavy kit. And also it's criminal damage, which I can't endorse, obviously, legally speaking.
Well, I know. There's plenty of rogue farmers out there with tractors.
Do you know what? The way things are going, tractors are going to be in London sooner, you think, I'd imagine, if it carries on the way it is.
Did you see? I mean, you saw what happened when the provisional IRA fucking tried to have Dennis Hutchins in court.
No, but I have now heard that you can take a private case against Jerry Adams regarding the Troubles. So he better dig deep.
Oh, really?
That's only just changed.
Oh, that's handy, you know?
And it just, because how many people ended up, because the thing is, I mean, over in Ireland, if they say that he was in charge of a brigade in, say, for instance, Belfast, they'll get in shit. And if they were to say that Martin McGuinness was in charge of the Derry Brigade, right, they'd probably get in shit back in the day when he was alive. Having said that, I'm not in Northern Ireland, and I have to say that fucking Jerry Adams for his entire time has denied the fact that he was IRA. But when you look at the people, there was a guy that had a stroke before he passed away, and he was a Brummie that had gone over to the south.
Yeah, that's Dennis Hutchins. That was Dennis Hutchins. He was ex-lifeguard. Sorry to interrupt.
But the guy that went over there, who was a Brummie, was then interviewed a lot of time later, and he said all the people in that room were IRA. He said, but you had Martin McGuinness in there. He said you had Jerry Adams in there. Weren't they Sinn Féin? He goes, no, IRA. And that was one of the IRA guys saying that. So that was his words, not mine. Brendan Hughes. Somebody's put Brendan Hughes here. Brendan Hughes was called the Dark. And I have to say that the end of the day, he was disillusioned by Jerry Adams in the end of it and realized that Jerry sold him out and was a complete cunt. And there's some other really interesting information coming up in the chat that I might do.
I know the Brummie fella that you're talking about. I know. Yeah, I know. He was an ex-Grenadier Guard.
I don't know exactly how hype he was, but yeah, he was a bit like
Grenadier Guard.
Yeah. I was trying to work out how exactly some Irish in the south would have taken a guy with a Brummie accent and took orders off him, but whatever. I guess he had Irish fucking parents. So I'm just keeping an eye to see if Bryce shows up. He might be having troubles with that link. Yeah, I don't know. So, but yeah.
Anyway, I'll let you go and get on your other thing. I was just wanting to let you know that you're bang on the mark. Keep putting them videos out there because people are watching and people are being influenced. I'm telling you.
I'll put them on for it until they take the option away from me, which they will do soon. They won't let me get to 100,000. I'm sure of that.
Yeah, well, then there's private numbers coming to it, don't they?
Yeah. Hang on a minute. What's he said? I'm having trouble. Keeps blocking. Fucking would be, wouldn't it? Okay. Right. I'll get off and I'll speak to you in a bit, buddy. All right.
Thank you for listening to me. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Right. Bright, if you're looking, the thing that keeps blocking you could be Google. It'd be interesting. Rev's called Brian. Rev's called Brian, says his wife. Very good. Just trying to think what to do here. Simon, I hope you talk about social services at some point. Yeah, love. I would, if I was to have a conversation with you, I'd probably have to pre-record it to make sure that you didn't say something that would take my channel down. Love. Sorry about this. Right. Hang on a second. How do we do this? Right, there's another call. We'll take that for a second. Hello.
Hello, Simon. How are you?
Oh, getting by yourself?
Oh, mate, getting by as well. Feeling like absolute shit. I'm battling a horrible cold, like a cold from hell. Yeah, just thought I'd ring in and see how you were doing.
Oh, well, getting by. That's all you're doing at the moment, treading water. So
yeah. Anyway, I know you want to get through a lot of callers tonight, so there's just a few things I just want to bring up. Firstly, I'd like to endorse a YouTube channel. It's he's an Irish guy. He's really good. He's got a great YouTube channel. His name, you might have heard of him, Niall McConnell.
I have heard of that name. Yeah, is that the dark-haired lad?
Anyway, yeah, the dark-haired lad.
He's
quite
putting
young.
himself about, isn't he?
He is. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I discovered his channel about a month ago, and I mean, I've learned so much about how the dire situation in Ireland. Honestly, I had no idea it was that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it's just really eye-opening stuff. But anyway, he's a really great YouTuber, and I encourage people in the chat to subscribe to his channel because it's a channel that I really would like to see grow.
Mm. Definitely.
Yeah.
Right.
So Niall McConnell, yeah, top lad. And by the way, what happened with your channel? I mean, is it suspended permanently, or will you get it back?
No, I can still do live. I can still do standard content on it, but it won't let me go live. And they said they don't know why. But then they blew me a kiss.
Really? Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
that's great, isn't it?
Yeah. It was basically they were sending the signal that we've done it to you, but we're not going to tell you we have. And have a nice day, heart. Like I was like, fuck's sake.
Oh, fucking hell.
Right, just bear with me a sec. Bright, yes. I've had that thing, mate. And I think you've got to go into the settings on Chrome, I believe, and give it permission. And you've probably got to go into your camera settings on your computer, and under the cog thing, and give the camera permission to be used by, I think, and your mic permission to be used by other things like Google. I'll start to explain while I'm doing this as well, but I've had that. I always used to have that on this, mate. It's been a right prick. But if that doesn't work, I'll see if I can try and call you perhaps on WhatsApp, but I think there'd be an echo, mate. Anyway, sorry, buddy. Carry on.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I can tell you're multitasking.
Not well, but I'm a geezer, aren't I? You know what I mean? So fucking blokes don't do well with this.
Yeah, well, you did better than most people. Well, I know anyway. But yeah, just one thing I wanted to mention is in regards to the boat crossings, that we're being blessed with every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I say blessed in quote marks.
Fucking right, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's because whenever anybody, whether it's an MP, journalist, or commentator, whatever, when they even hint at maybe we should deport these people, maybe we should turn the boats around if you're against it, everyone kicks off and they all go, oh, international law this, international law that, our commitments and all that stuff, right? I mean, that is supposedly what's preventing us from sending the people back or just turning the boats around. Okay, but it's just kind of funny how these obligations and international law, it all seems very selective.
Doesn't it state that basically once they've reached their first country and they have to claim asylum in the first country they go to? So what it's assuming is that they haven't been all the way through France. It's assuming when they find them out in the channel that they've made it there through just through the sea. Because there's no ID, they have to take it. Yeah, basically on a fucking rib that will only do 15 miles before it runs out of fuel. Now, I think what they're trying to suggest, right, is that because these people have not claimed asylum anywhere else because they've got all the paperwork, they have to claim that they've not claimed asylum. Hang on, there is no claim limit, so you can claim asylum in every country you come to. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
fuck me. That's it anyway. What a load of fucking bollocks.
I know the UN Refugee Convention is honestly one of the worst things, you know, for any country right now. It is absolutely dire fucking
Hang on,
bollock.
wait there. We got Brian in. Hang on, absolutely. Right, Brian, can you hear me all right, mate?
I can hear you, mate. I can hear you. I'm in. I'm finally in.
Right. Okay. We just got a caller on at the moment, so we're going to finish off with that one caller, Brian. Then I'll get to you, mate. All right.
All right. No worries.
So, the UN Refugee Convention, because funny enough, Brian feels pretty much the same as I do about this one. So, if they're allowed to claim asylum as many times as they fucking want, we're fucked.
It's basically a massive open borders loophole.
Mm-hmm.
It's an absolute goddamn disaster. It's a disaster in theory, and it's a disaster in practice. I mean, I know it was it came about in response to the Holocaust in the aftermath of the Second World War, but you know, it wasn't intended, you know, for just anybody from North Africa to just rock up in Europe or any other country and just say, "Oh, I'm an asylum seeker. You can never deport me."
But it's convenient, isn't it?
Ridiculous. Yeah. And also, international law and these commitments, I say it's selective because I read recently that Turkey deported, you know, it deported them fast and efficiently, 60,000 Afghans last year. They deported them back to Afghanistan.
Well,
where was the international law?
Well, exactly. But they're claiming persecution. There's no fucking war going on. What they claiming the persecution, they committed serious crime back there, and they look like they're going to go down, and they're at risk if they go to prison of getting a good fucking schooling. Tough shit.
Bollocks.
Anyway, my old mate, what I'm going to do is get off quickly while I'm going to have a quick chat with Brian, and then I'm going to open the call lines back up after that. All right, bud?
Yeah, all right.
So if you get bored later on, give us another bell, all right?
Will do, mate.
Cheers,
Bye.
mate. Bye-bye. Right. Hang on, Brian. Wait there.
Can you hear me, Si?
Yeah, you're fine, mate. 1 second. It's all going through different computers at the moment. 1 sec.
It's hard work on your own, isn't it?
Right. Fuck that, because this cunt keeps crashing. So I've had to go on that one. So now all the main stuff. So if I want to bring a I don't know, one of those bits across the bottom, I've got to go over there. If I want to fucking play around with the comments, I've got to go over there. You came in on the stream and I'm going, when's he going to come? Oh yeah, he's over there. So, but we're here. Anyway, let's start with that. You giving Harry advice. I bet he wished he'd fucking took it, didn't he?
Yeah, I tried to tell him, but the mainstream media chose to say, especially Talk TV. I think that's Murdoch owned anyway. They started saying, "Oh, you know, he has got mental health though, hasn't he?" And it's just that they keep coming with that. If he'd have listened to me, he could have saved himself £750,000. I weren't there to hassle him or give him grief. I genuinely was trying to tell him, your barrister David Sherborne was my barrister, and he was working with my ex-solicitor, whose name was Richard Mallet, and Richard Mallet was struck off for fraud, and they were working closely together. But after and during the time when Richard Mallet got struck off, David Sherborne never contacted me to say, you know, do you want to get another solicitor to get involved or anything like that? Nothing. It was all planned, mate. They're holding the phone tapping evidence down. We've only had civil claims, and what I've got is criminal. And it leaks into the Millie Dowler case, and that David Sherborne, who was representing him, is involved in covering up the phone tapping and the murder of Millie Dowler.
What if I don't see like a listener? I'm just getting a copy of your link to your YouTube and shoving it in the comments. Firstly, go and subscribe to Brian. It's some interesting stuff coming out there. And it's getting to the point where, you know, when they've got their fingers in the dam and they're trying to plug it and it's all coming out anyway, that's where it is at the moment. So
yeah,
you've had 20 fucking years of shit, maybe more now, ain't you, right?
More than that now, yeah.
And
since 97.
Yeah. So right, let's just take so you were at 16.9. I want to get you to 17 before the end of today. So we'll try that. Innit? So everyone do me a favor. Go over and subscribe, because you never know, he might get me on his channel when I lose mine.
Yeah, I'll have you on any time you want, mate.
We'll hopscotch between channels, all of us, so you never get rid of us. So, where do we fucking start?
Fuck knows.
All right, Christ, music industry, it's all full of fucking shit, isn't it?
Full of nonsense, yeah.
Absolutely, and that's from managers to, is it like where does it stop exactly? Because it goes all the way to the top, doesn't it?
I don't know where it stops. It just seems to be everyone but me, and that's why I'm getting the grief. I mean, I posted up a video earlier of John Endy from the band saying to me, "Do you remember when Tom offered you $1 million to basically fuck you up the arse?" And I took it as a joke. But just recently, I've been watching a lot of the P Diddy stuff and the allegations against him, and it's a fucking dirty man. It just seems like if you're going to stay in the music industry, you have to be compromised. Otherwise, you ain't getting very far.
Well, he's fairly compromised because there's allegedly some connections between him and the guy that, how do I say this legally? They reckon that he knew more about the death of Tupac than he's letting on. So,
yeah.
But
well,
let's
allegedly,
talk about,
when I was in America, I went over and I done a song with Wyclef. When I was in the limo for 7 hours driving back from this part out of New York, it was an hour's flight, but a 7-hour drive back. And that's where I met Wyclef. And on the way back, allegedly, I've shared a limo with the guy that actually done the hit.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's interesting, darts, isn't it?
I got told 3.5 hours into the drive because everyone stopped for a piss. And my then manager of the time stopped me and said to me, "That's the geezer that had the contract on Tupac." Or Tupac.
Fucking mental, isn't it? And yet they still hang around with people like that, which means they endorse and accept fucking whatever. Yeah. What was it that Tupac knew that they'd get rid of him? Now, was it an East-West thing or was it something more than that?
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
Now, I was explaining because we had a chat the other day about the music and your experience with your manager and what he'd done, right?
Yeah.
And I was saying, because I was talking to a female friend of mine, right? And I was saying, do you know he managed the Pet Shop Boys and he managed Bros. And Bros ended up broke.
Yeah.
And she went, really? I went, yeah. He fucked every person he came across. Now, I posted a link to you, and I watched it. I probably get done for copyright because I wouldn't be done for copyright if it was somebody else's stuff, but because this guy's outwardly coming at you, this is your ex-manager saying, I sell sex, I like young men, I want to fuck them, and I'm all about basically rinsing them out in every which way I can, and then when I've had enough of them, discarding them. And that was pretty much the sum of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Now,
after he gets bored after about 5 years, and then he palmed us off. Well, it was less than that, actually. About 3 years in, he brought his sister in, whose name was Sally Shires, and she was going everywhere with us, and Tom wasn't really as involved as much anymore. But Tom raped one of the band members, and that will all come out later on this year. And the only reason I haven't named the band member is because I believe he's a victim. And I've always said that there's going to be more to this, and there is more to it. And I believe he's been held in place but by way of being compromised. Daniela Westbrook has admitted that to me, although she just goes quiet and chooses to go down the route of calling me a paranoid coke freak, even though I'd done a drug test and she wouldn't. But then she's one of the gatekeepers. She's looked after by Murdoch on that. Everyone knows she can't act and she's a piece of shit. And they still choose to keep her propped up.
They dig it up every now and again, don't they? And embarrass it on her. It gets a few quid out of it, and they show it on some fucking, I don't know, some show where she goes and fucking shows everybody what a fuck up she's been. She gets a few quid and they pack her off, and every now and again they'll roll it out and say, oh, it's terrible, and all the rest of it.
That's it. And people keep falling for it. And, all she's got to do is sit there and cry, and everyone goes, oh, she's all right. She's trying. She's not. She's a gatekeeper. She's holding a lot of secrets. And she was the one in 1994 who took me to Covent Garden to a place called Brown's. Upstairs is a place called the Red Rooms. But we went into an upstairs part through this shitty office, and over to the right of the desk, a geezer pushed a button underneath the desk, and a wall popped out that you wouldn't have known was there. And we went up some stairs and went through someone's secret room. And in that room, Ghislaine Maxwell looked me slap bang in the eyes. There was 2 minors there, a little boy, I'd say was about 9. There was a girl sat on the edge of the chair like that. Didn't know she was a girl at the time because I had to take a double look. So I saw this skinny knee in a white stocking. And I kind of went, fucking hell, that's a skinny knee. And when I looked properly, I thought, oh, she's not a woman. And that was it. It was rushed through. And then Daniela went through and got some drugs, and we was brought through down on this other glass stairway. So You know, it's
if you're naive,
and I'm that'd be Prince Andrew up in that room with her. I didn't look him in his face, but I know he's him, and he knows I know he's him, and that's what this is all about.
this is the thing. When you're naive, you'll walk into a place like that and not knowing what you're not expecting anything. You'll be greeted with all of this shit, and you can't process it there and then because it's just too much to process, isn't it? And then you get off your face on drugs because that's what everybody did at the time. Pills or whatever else. We don't condone drugs here.
No, don't do them no more. I've stopped smoking weed as well. It's been be 3 weeks tomorrow.
So yeah, you got rid of the fears. Well, the night dreams yet?
They sort of come and go. They're coming and going. I'm getting the sweats. My armpits are soaked now, but I'm 3 weeks into it. By the time you're at 3 months, I'll be a new man.
When we was in the Nick, they wanted me to piss into a bag for every cunt because I was the only one on the wing that wasn't doing it, right? And it stays in you for about a month. So you've got another week.
3 months. 3 months.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I've got 2 drug tests in that top drawer over there, and as soon as we're through the 3 months and that, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do 2 drug tests live in front of everyone, 1 shot, so nothing can. I've done it before. I seem to be the only one that will do it. You know, will Daniela do it? Let's see if Daniela will come on your show and do a drug test. I bet she fucking won't. Yeah,
she like a Christmas tree. Let's be honest, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We used to get piss tested and drugs tested on the railway a lot because you don't want people off their face. And mate, on a fucking Monday when people come into work, they were shot away and they had coke, heroin, all sorts of shit in them. And they were dealing with live trains. And we were like, no, get rid of them. Fuck off. Dangerous.
All that stuff, though, all that stuff's in and out of you within a week, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking class A powder, that kind of stuff in and out, it's the stuff that sticks to your fat cells, which is like cannabis and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, it's fat soluble, isn't it? That's why. Yeah.
This is why when people go into prison with a fucking weed habit, they come out with a heroin addict problem because that's one of the things that they do. Right, hang on. Revy's got a massive lump on his car accident and it looks bad. Yeah, it's ongoing, mate. You got that thing goes bad and then gets better, then goes bad.
I've never had it do that. That's at the front this time now. It looks like fucking Donald Duck's trying to get out my hip. Looks like a fucking pair of lips trying to come out the front of me now. So I've never had it go like that at the front. It's always lumped up and come out the back. And I can show you now, actually.
Yeah.
I'll show your viewers now. If you can see that. I don't know if you can see that.
You know that scene out of Rambo where he's been shot through the front and it come out the back and he burns it?
It looks a bit
That's what it fucking looks like, Shag.
There you go.
Fucking painful.
That is now thanks to Clarion Housing because they've left me without a kitchen. It's coming up on 8 years, but obviously they've called limitation. But when they was contracted to put a new kitchen in where I've had no running water and the whole kitchen's come out, that was in November 2022. So since then, they didn't even fix the leak in the kitchen. Good job I used to be a plumber, so I've been doing it. But obviously me doing it, there's a price to it because anything that I do, I mean, I'll show you. Rev, I'll show you viewers quickly. Don't mind showing them.
No, because I'm gonna go down this because everybody thinks that you'd have had millions, right? And you've lost it, right? You never had fuck all, did you? Right?
No, the most I ever had was 80 grand in my bank account at one time, and about 60 grand of that was going on the house. Obviously, I got married at 21. I was an adulterous little shit, and I lost it all that way. So, you know, so in some ways it's my own fault, but I've never been no millionaire. So today I've been down there on my knees, just getting all the grout out where it was all rotted and stuff. I've got to replace that because I had to put a new brain cable in for the shower pump, which was originally just under there. But I've had to move it because there's a hole in the kitchen ceiling now. Because it started leaking, I've had to move it. I don't know if you can see that, but I've had to put it there.
Yeah.
So in order to run that cable and the pipe work, I'll just quickly show you and your viewers.
Now, this is the house you grew up with your nan, isn't it?
Yeah. There's nothing here at the minute. I've got a bit of equipment over there. I've got a couple of BMXs there. This is where I used to broadcast from, but I can't because this is all going to be inch plied out to stop the mice soon. But there's my kitchen, and it's been that way for over a year now. And Clarion did send a guy to come and clear all the rubbish because obviously it was all loaded up outside the front. He sold a story on me, and if you look in the newspaper, you'll see me in there with these Back to the Future slippers on. Sold a story on me, the fucker. So that there is where it goes up into the cupboard where I've moved the pump to. This
Mhm.
pipe work here and that brain cable's all new. There was 2 leaks here on 2 baller fix valves. I've had to buy 2 freezer kits, cut them bits out and replace them with JG Speed Fit 22mm hoses. This is originally where the pump was. There's the brain cable going up there. And I've just yesterday had to replace that. That was copper, and it had a baller fix valve there, which would have leaked. I don't want them to do the ceiling, put all the units in, and then it pisses down on top of that. So I've been doing all of that. I've just finished that one. I don't like the way that it's good job it's plastic, but it started coming out. The freezer kit wore off while I was doing it, and it was pissing out.
Fucking work quick, boy. Work quick.
Really quick. So I had to put that in yesterday. But I've got a bit here ready to go on the copper to bring that down to a nice 90
to straighten it out, yeah?
Yeah. It's not leaking though, because they're push fit. They don't leak. They're blinding. So at least I know there'll be no leaks up there. I had to fill all the cement in down there to stop the mice getting in. I've chiseled out all of this, ready for plug sockets up here. I'm not going to do the electrics. I let a Sparky do it and bond all the stuff in. We've got all of that. I've got everything here to do it. Twin and earth cable,
it all out, like.
the trunking. Yeah, so when they do get round to doing it, it's going to be easy for them now. They can just cut plaster in now, skim out the room. But if I'd have left
now,
it
there's
to them,
people here that want to give you help, and we were talking about this. We can't do anything while there's an ongoing claim.
No, we can't.
It?
I've got a disrepair claim in with a company called Matrix Solicitors who are in Wirral, and I highly recommend them because they're very, very nice people. I can't get a lawyer for love nor money for fucking anything, but these people have took me on, and he deals with me ranting down the phone. And lovely geezer, his name's Stephen Erickson. So if anyone wants to put through a disrepair claim against Clarion or the council or any housing association, I would highly, highly recommend going to them.
So,
highly recommend it.
So you're going to go travel to the other side to get it done, right? I'm going to go to details with everybody, but hopefully that gets sorted and then they'll put your kitchen in. Now,
hopefully.
If it doesn't work, right? If it doesn't work and they don't do anything, then we'll look at sorting it out ourselves. All right.
Okay, thank you.
But obviously, try and get it out of them first. Obviously,
no, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. How can they not do it? This is their house. They want to leave
because it's you, right? No, listen, because it's you in the system.
Because it's me. Because I saw Prince Andrew. Yeah, I can't have fuck all. It's
your system, or the system's punishing you. I mean, who knows whether it's me in contact with you that stopped me streaming? Not that I regret it one fucking bit. Good fuck you. If you're watching this, by the way, there's more people that know about it than just me and E, all right, and everybody else. So you're fucked in the future. You are truly fucked. Look at what happened in the French Revolution, mate. Start thinking about that. Start thinking about fucking what happened over in Italy when Mussolini got fucking. Just think about this, you rich cunts. Moving on. Let's not go too deep. So, moving on. On a plus side, right? So, other than that, some people are going to want to know, you know, is everything all right? You've had yourself a good, strong missus for a long time, haven't you?
Yeah. Nikki's been brilliant. I've known her for about 25, 30 years. We've been friends that whole time, but you know,
you're now 17,000 subs.
Am I? Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
I like get results. Have a look, quick refresh.
Brilliant. Thanks for that. Thank you. I've had a few channels, and I got to nearly 50,000 on the original BHTV channel, and I got there, and then they fucking took me down. Thanks to Ian Puddick, who has been given the job to protect Prince Andrew.
Well, we've got 800 watching, right? No, sorry, we've got 900 watching. That, for my little channel, is fucking huge, but I'm going to put the link back in there. And yeah, there's his YouTube channel and does all sorts of stuff. So he talks about injustice. He talks about, obviously, what's going on in life. You still do music yourself, don't you? You make your own music.
Yeah, I've got one song that I'm obligated to a couple of friends of mine to finish. It's called Night Riders, and the reason we're doing it is because we've got a guy who's been kind enough to lend us the Night Rider car. So I thought, fuck that, I've got to do that. I've got to I've got to change the lyrics on my verse, though, because I talk about spliff. I've give up now, so I'm going to have to change it.
All right, yeah. Just work that one out, like.
I'm going to change it, and then after that, you know, I'm a Christian now. I mean, I kind of went that way in 2014, 2015, when I was locked in that bedroom next door to there, coming under scrutiny from Ian Puddick, Bill Maloney, John Wedger, who's an absolute fucking dog shit liar of a man.
And what have I always said about him, people?
Yeah, sorry about swearing there. Sorry.
No, you crack on, mate. Don't worry about swearing. I'm just saying that I always said that I never trusted John Wedger for fucking the moment I saw the cunt.
No. Well, here's the thing. He used to go and do food drops with Camilla Batman Jelly, who was running Kids Company with Alan Yentob. And he's just out. I think he's got a book out now. But the geezer is a fraud. And he was the guy that picked me up from here, took me down to meet Bill Maloney down at Parliament the first time when Ben Fellows was down there. And then later on found out that Ben Fellows had done a film with Tony Mortimer out of our band. I'm like, how the fuck did they meet? So what is going on here? Yeah, I think we know.
Basically, you're going to get everybody from the thing, try to approach you and try and catch you out saying shit to discredit you. That's how it works, isn't it? Well, every opportunity they'll get, every video that you put up, if you have if you do a 2-minute long video where it's all going right and you do a split second of you having a rant, they'll clip that.
Yeah,
and everything's
well,
done.
That's what they've been doing. I've got a guy at the minute. His name's Paul the Man. If you have a look on the end of the video that's clicked on my YouTube channel up the top there, it's called "When Brian Didn't Meet Prince Harry." At the end of it, after I've done my bit and tried to talk to Prince Harry, I left there after having a go at all the press telling them you should be fucking ashamed of yourselves. I left there and I went down to the BBC because this guy was camped out outside there in a tent. Now this was all a ploy to get me to go down there. It's funny actually because
he had a pop at me after talking to you.
Okay, he's already gone to you now. See, because you're supporting me, he's got to come in. Listen, I've got a recording of this guy I was going to put up, but I thought, fuck it, I'm going down there to confront this tramp. And he is a fucking tramp. He's a dirty, lanky, smelly, paedophile looking, loads of teeth missing, stinks. I bet his pants stink of fucking prawn cocktail. He's an absolute fucking tramp. But it was a trap for me to go down there because I nearly went down there 4 o'clock in the morning and I was going to throw my BMX in his fucking teeth. But I didn't go. What I ended up doing was going after the Prince Harry thing. I went down and bought the cunt fucking lunch. That's what a cunt I am. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because I thought if he's a genuine victim, I don't want to get this wrong. But he's got billboards outside the BBC basically blaming the whole Andrew Ash story, which was set up by Bill Maloney, John Wedger and Ian Puddick. And he seems to be loving them and it's all my fault. Fuck you, Paul the Man, a.k.a. fucking Oliver Whittaker, who's sending me, by the way. Let me just show you one more thing. Golden Charter Funeral Services.
Oh, you're there,
fam.
Literally.
Research, everything. This is just Golden Charter about doing your will. And
you've got a shitload more of that elsewhere, haven't you?
Oh, there's about a metre stack of them downstairs in the front room. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
All of them. Look at that. Look. Fucking hell. I'm being called everything on here.
I'll tell you what, if you had a cold fire, you'd be away, wouldn't you? But you fucking ain't.
So I'm trying to get him done for harassment. I've just emailed Stella Creasy, the local MP, who's all over the news and the internet when she's being trolled and wants help. But you won't help one of your fucking Waltham Forest constituents. Nah, she's in on it and all. Fuck you,
mate.
Bird.
Nobody is going to help you because what you've seen and what you've done. You're on your own. No, you are, but you are on your own, aren't you? That's the truth.
Well, I'm not. The public.
Oh, yeah, but you know what I mean. You ain't going to get any help from the official fuckers, are you?
No, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. My thing is as long as the fucking public know, I don't give a fuck. I don't expect the old Bill to help me. All they want to do is fucking protect fucking groomers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Rochdale and all that, they're fucking wankers.
Or terrorists marching in the centre. You're all right if you're one of them. Or when
you
started fucking terrorising the place. Well, we go out and ask for a few rights to come out and riot gear. Fucking amazing.
Well, do you see how many turned up at my house to fucking take me away over a transvestite online, saying that I was going to go to his house and beat it up? I said, I don't leave the house, you fucking idiot. So how was I going to do that?
Fuck it, yeah. Our job. What am I going to do it by proxy? You fucktard, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'll send a fucking drone. Dickhead. And
the only person I know that wants to send her regards.
It's called Terry. Used to work for Merseyside Police, and he's got a production company called Hello Productions. What do the police need a production company for?
Well, for polishing their shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
fucking turds in glitter.
Innit? There's some things that you can't polish, although apparently you can. But there it is. But
Fuck
no,
them. Let them
fuck
kill
it.
me. Let them kill me, and I'll become more.
Well, that's the
powerful
next
than you
thing.
could
The police
possibly
have actually
imagine.
told you that there is a threat, a valid, active threat against you, isn't there?
Twice.
It's not you.
Yeah, twice.
It's not you making this shit up. The police have told you that. Now,
they have.
Who that is, whatever, I don't know. But
Puddick
even
and the people that are protecting Prince Andrew. I'm sorry. This photograph of Prince Andrew, I recreated. Go on my channel. I've recreated the drop shadow that goes around the edge of Virginia in that fake photograph. That really, in Ghislaine Maxwell's
which picture
house.
is this? Can I find it on the internet?
Yeah, you can find it on the internet. Hang on, I'll find it for you.
Andrew
now.
in Virginia, right?
Yeah, it's the one that they're all going on about. At the minute, they're talking it up like it's genuine. But 2 years ago, Lady Victoria fucking Harvey, Prince Andrew's mate, come out and said, I've met the bloke that faked the photograph. So make your fucking mind up. But we know where it's going. The photograph is going to get shown to be fake. Virginia Giuffre is going to end up like Cole Beach, Andrew Ash, right, as a fantasist for money. And we're all going to be sitting there going, oh, you know what? Andrew's interview on Newsnight, he was only telling the truth. We're sorry, Andrew. We're sorry, Andrew. Listen, something that people are overlooking at the minute, yeah? When I see Prince of fucking King Charles or whatever he wants to call himself, right? And I see these news clips going, you know, Charles is very angry with Andrew at the minute. I've got 2 words for you, King Charles. Jimmy Savile. Yeah, who are you to fucking say anything? I'm fed up with these diversions. You're all fucking nonsense. Yeah, and you need to fuck off. Right, so that picture there.
Is that the shadow you're talking about there?
Yeah, look at the shadow down the right side of her. If you can see the open window behind her, the shadow goes over fucking fresh air. Now, I've recreated that drop shadow down the side of her because it was done in Photoshop. And that picture of Andrew is they just plunked his head on now, because that's why Andrew's sitting there on Newsnight pretending he's clever, going, we can't tell if that's my hand. You mug. You must think we're fucking stupid, but people are falling for it. And the first person to push that photograph on me was Bill Maloney, who works for Ian Puddick, who at the time worked for the Queen, who's obviously been given the job to protect the royals and create all this fucking shit online so it can all get found out. Oh, it's all bollocks. It's all, is it fucking nonsense, mate? Drop dead.
Well, the fact that you look at the people they hung around with, right? How many people did they have in their company?
Peter Bishop Ball, convicted nonce. Rolf Harris fucking painted the Queen. And then this goes on and on. Jeffrey Epstein.
Lord Mountbatten.
Mountbatten? Fucking
You don't get much closer than that, do you?
No.
Yeah, we was taking a piss out of old sausage fingers, finger blasting, but that's fucking gross. So don't go there.
Camilla's liking him at the minute, though. She's like,
innit? Yeah, it don't matter if he's out of breath, just finger blast away.
His fingers are fatter than his cock.
Yeah, mind you, saying that, you wouldn't want a prostate check himself, would he? Fucking know all about that.
He has trouble pushing one of his poles back in, put it that way.
Oh, savage, yeah, beauty. Oh, mate, fuck me. When I grew up, I used to look up to the royals when I was a kid, and now I couldn't be any further away from that, and I'm gutted because we all wanted to boast about us having a good royal family that we thought we had, right? And we all wanted to be proud. I mean, bunting up and all the rest of it, you know. And when we look at these other countries that didn't have royals, we thought, well, we've got something you haven't. But really, we shouldn't.
No, they're disgusting, mate. They're disgusting.
What do you reckon about Diana then?
Well, anything could be the case there. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist because I do like to come with facts. But is she even dead? Because I don't think Jeffrey Epstein's dead, and I don't believe Ghislaine Maxwell's in prison either. So, and the E's didn't marry up of Epstein and the guy on the stretcher, where they just show you enough of him for it to look a bit like Epstein. It's bullshit.
Would you remember his first cat?
Geezer's on his island. Geezer's on his island. Who can get over there to fucking spy on him? None of us.
You ain't gonna go there. I don't know where he is or if he is or isn't dead.
I don't think the drone will go that far.
Not on one charge. But the thing is, right? When you look at the first time he went to court and went to prison, he was on day release. He was doing work, right?
Yeah. That was a sweetheart deal, wasn't it? See, I believe that sweetheart deal was where Andrew first came into the play. And since then, because what was that, 2008, something like that?
Mhm.
Well, a couple of years after that, that is when they create your Bill Maloney's and your John Wedgers and your Andrew Ashes and the rest of them. I mean, Andrew Ashes saying that he's been abused by Prince Andrew, right? He's been saying that he was abused by Prince Charles, along with many others. Go on BHTV and have a look at Andrew Ash, the Express interview, which I filmed. But that interview was to set me up. I mean, he's even said that David Icke fucked him on the Azimuth Trust boat. And then I've got a video of him backtracking. So what they've done is they've made Andrew look unreliable. And if you wanted Andrew to look credible, you wouldn't put Chris Fay, a convicted fraudster, sitting next to him. So they knew what they were doing, but they keep using the BBC to push it. Why are you letting the BBC interview Prince Andrew? Let me fucking interview him. Yeah?
They wouldn't give him.
Then you'll see him fucking sweat.
Yeah. They wouldn't give him to a fucking person who ain't fucking, how's the word, controlled. That's the best way of putting it.
Well, BBC's government anyway, isn't it?
Would you say that you wouldn't, if you were trying to make him look good, you wouldn't put him next to a criminal? They put him next to politicians. Every one of them are robbing cunts, aren't they? Right?
I know, but when you're doing an interview for the front page of the Express and they clearly knew. I mean, I don't even believe the story of Chris Fay being a convicted fraudster. I think that was made up as well. Yeah, all of it is lies. It's bollocks. And then you've got, interesting fact, the guy conducting that interview with Andrew Ash, his name was James Fielding. Now go back and have a look at the Baby P story. Do you remember the Baby P story years ago?
I vaguely remember bits about it.
Right,
Yeah.
go and find that where you've got the little boy with his hand up like that. He's shot from sort of like that upwards like that. He's standing up in the kitchen, little blonde boy, right? And they were saying they were putting fags out on him and all sorts of stuff like that. I don't believe that story now because James Fielding done it, who conducted the Andrew Ash interview. So James Fielding's got to be intelligence services posing as a fucking journalist. But he still went in the fucking front page of the paper.
But this goes back to Ghislaine Maxwell. Her and the other one were Mossad. You don't get to put Mossad in prison.
No.
Those people are just beyond,
and she
beyond
ain't
being
in prison.
touched.
She ain't in prison. My money's on she's not in prison. That's why, at the time, when the court case was going on, they're showing us fucking Johnny Depp and Amber Turd. You can film that one. We're allowed to watch that one, but we can't watch Ghislaine. We get fucking drawings. Here, look at these fucking drawings. I'll do you some if you want. I'll do some fucking
Every
drawings.
one of them have been on that fucking island as well, haven't they?
Yeah, yeah.
So many of them have been on there. And I mean, I don't know how many would have done stuff because you can't go somewhere without doing stuff in theory.
Yeah, cool. So they have to make it look genuine to some of them because otherwise the others won't go. And obviously there was a whole blackmail thing going on now.
Yeah.
And if Jeffrey Epstein's got all this video footage, you're not going to kill him, are you? Because one of his mates is going to go, right, fucking put that out now. Not that they talk like that.
So
but
they're saying Jill Dando. Now that was a contract because she was about to spill the beans on fucking Noncery in the BBC, wasn't she?
Well, yeah, people keep saying that she was going to spill the beans on Cliff Richard, who everyone was allegedly saying was Kitty on the On Guest House list. But the On Guest House list was written by Chris Fay and a woman called Mary Moss, who I call Mary Mossad.
Right.
Yeah. So it's all false. It's all false. You're all being led down a garden path. I've worked it all out for you. Go and have a look on the channel and you'll see what I'm saying. I'm not a nutter. I'm a Christian and I'll tell you the truth.
There's the link. I've just posted it again. You know, we might do more. See how we're getting on. I don't know how much. I can only see 17 at the moment. I haven't got your analytics, obviously, like mine. You can see just exactly how many, but
if I get too big anyway, they'll only take me down. So I'm all right around 17. It's all right.
Isn't it shit? You tell the truth and you get fucked off about it.
Well, there's nowhere to go, is there? You can't go to the police. You can't go to your local MP. You can't go to the press. I was standing outside the court when Harry was there. I had it blown up like that big. And I'm going, there it is. There it is. Robert Kellaway, yeah? And the police requesting illegal telephone recordings of me, requested by Robert Kellaway, who in the hacking inquiry in November 2013 said, I know nothing of phone hacking or Millie Dowler's voicemails being accessed. But he was in Walton-on-Thames ringing my ex-wife going, I'm not far away, actually. I wouldn't mind coming round to see you about Brian. What are you doing in Walton-on-Thames? And
Millie Dowler's phone was hacked, wasn't it, right?
And the dad was arrested first, and then they got rid of the copper and sent him back to traffic duty in North Surrey, right? Gibson, his name was Gibson. They got rid of him because he arrested Bob Dahler, right? And they were tapping Bob Dahler, and they were bugging his car, and they tapped Millie Dahler's phone. Why are you tapping a 13-year-old schoolgirl's phone? Levi Belfield didn't do it. I'm not saying he's innocent, but what I'm telling you happened is just down the road from Millie Dahler's house is the Walton Hop. Who used to operate there? Jonathan King and his VIP paedophile ring. Now, Jonathan King was best mates with my ex-manager, Tom Watkins, right? But Tom Watkins also is very good friends with Esther Ranson, who runs Childline. I'm seeing a problem here, right? Now,
do you think it's funny that the fact that she runs Childline and she's a wrong one? It's fucking the irony.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's how they're supplying fucking vulnerable kids to these fucking wonky elitist parties and whatever the fuck they're doing to them, right? But the what was I going to say there? Right, so Jonathan King gets done in 1999, right? Jonathan King run VIP sex club for perverts, right? All the elitists. No doubt the Red Rooms, Groucho Club, all those places come into it. Interesting thing that it was Mazen Mahmood, the fake sheikh from the News of the World, that done the story. Right now, the fake sheikh has got a partner, and his name is Conrad Brown, and he does all the covert telephone recordings, all the bugging and the tapping and the videoing. He done it to Talisa from N-Dubs. He done it to John Alford from London's Burning, right, amongst many, many others. Now, Conrad, Mazen Mahmood only works with Conrad. It's a very, very well-known thing. Hacktoff have said it. Everyone said it, right? It's a fact. They only work together. Conrad was recording me for Robert Kellaway. So it means Mazen Mahmood was there. Why did they keep his name out of it? Because they was investigating paedophilia, right? You've just done Jonathan King in 1999. In 2001, 2002, you're in Walton-on-Thames, where the Walton Hop was, Jonathan King. You telling me Millie Dahler wasn't part of Jonathan King's paedophile ring? Fuck off. Yeah, about Levi Belfield. If you want to get into Levi Belfield, he had shipping companies. International moving services. Moving what? And why didn't no one fucking mention it?
So he could have moved
really,
anything, living or dead.
Yeah.
So Piers Morgan was brought into the phone bugging, wasn't he?
Yeah.
How did that? Any idea what happened there? How he was kind of...
He's fucking guilty. I mean, didn't he? Weren't there a front page story of him? Let me just get it up for you now, where the headline was vile. And he made up stories about the American troops pissing over the Afghanistan prisoners and that. Do you remember that?
Right.
Yeah, it was made up. It was proved to be made up. How has that fucker climbed the ladder since then? How have you gone over to America?
Because he says that he pushes any narrative they want.
He does. He's a fucking cocksucker. And 2024, he's fucking getting it and all.
But he'll switch as well, won't he? 1 minute he's... So remember back in the day, we can't talk about the thing, but he was pushing the thing and everybody needs to take the thing. And now he's questioning people about the thing, but he's only one allowed to, because if I talk about it, we're gone.
Yeah.
It's just fucking unbelievable. Sucks.
Yeah.
We're over 1,000 viewers on here, mate, watching us at the moment on this little channel. Get in.
I just want to find you this article quickly.
Well, that's all right. You got plenty of time.
Here we go. Piers
Morgan Daily Mail newspaper. Zionists want to hate Muslims. He's paid opposition.
Sunday Mirror.
This is a great combo. Brian and the Rev.
Let's find it for you. It is a good combo, actually, because we're here. It is. Okay, right. Who remembers that?
I'm trying to see it. Get a bit closer, Bright, because we'll actually pull back. I don't know which one's better.
Vile, yeah. They got a. Let me see if I can get a clearer. Hang on. Fucking.
If you got closer and closer and closer, a bit more than that.
Hang on.
Guys, a fucking. There you are. Right. Well, this is the time. No, this is a British soldier degrading a Iraqi. There you go. Yeah, got it.
Right, there you go. Right. So when he was questioned about that, he said, yeah, we did fake that. but we knew it was going on. So I know you lot are fucking children. Is it all right for me to do that? Would that be okay? Will I get a show in America then? Will I be able to go over there and start interfering with their fucking gun control? No.
Mind you, if you're out there to interfere with their gun control, they probably fucking let you because they don't want their own people having weapons. What they're going to do, isn't it?
Yeah, funny that, isn't it?
Fuck me. I tell you what, I wish we'd never given up our rights, because we had something similar to a Bill of Rights at one point, but that's all fucking gone, isn't it? Magna Carta won it, I believe.
Oh, Magna Carta, yeah. Fucking hell. Well, now, what are we going to do? So, what are we going to use? King Charles for that?
Oh, sausage fingers. He'll handle it straight over to fucking the World Economic Forum and the fucking Davos firm, innit? We're fucked.
Oh, mate. I saw a bit of footage of him trying to plant a fucking tree or a plant on something. I just fucking walked away, put it down.
He's not too good with a shovel, then.
You're fucking useless, mate. You can't even handle a pen.
Mind you, did you see Keir Starmer on the bag? Did you see Keir Starmer trying to punch a bag, mate? Fucking, you got a bag in the background, right?
Mr. Prime Minister. Fucking
oh, mate, hang on. I've got to show you because
him all the phone tapping evidence when he was the head of he was the director of public prosecutions. Fucking ignored
he was the one covering up shit.
Yeah.
Hang on a sec. See if I can get it.
He looks like nonsense and all.
Don't he just? He looks fucking robotic.
Yeah. It's his voice that gets me. Fucking don't let him get it. Mr. Prime Minister. Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker. Shut up, fucking mug.
You absolute sausage.
They all are, though, aren't they? Look. Do you remember? I don't know where she went, but do you remember Theresa May dancing? Do you remember that?
Well, the most wildest thing she'd done is dance through the fields of corn, mate.
Fucking dancing like a fucking robot. She just.
Oh, that was it,
mate. You have embarrassed us. Get off. Get out.
Oh, I'm trying to find that.
The biggest fucking weed dealer in the country.
Oh, he's part of selling arms as well, isn't he? That's what his company, or one of the companies he's in, does. Do you remember I was telling you about the fact that when we were going to go, when she wanted us, or they wanted us to go and start on Assad over in Syria?
Yeah.
Her old man's company was, or the company that he was a part of, were going to be selling the missiles to replace the ones we were going to use on Assad. So that's conflict of interest straight off.
Yeah.
This is fucking mental, isn't it?
It's just thing after thing after thing. Everything about it is wrong. We need to get rid of a lot of them, and we need a new system in place, a fair one, a fucking fair one, and stop letting immigrants over that are just men. Why is it all men? Why is it just fucking men? Where's the women and children? Maybe that wouldn't be so bad, but it's just men everywhere.
Well, there's a couple of reasons, bro. They're trying to genocide white people, right? They're trying to get rid of us by any means by turning our kids queer, or turning them to chop the cock off, or telling them not to breed. Right. Yeah. And then they want all these other fuckers to breed out the ones that are here. And also, I got a t-shirt and it says, a man going to war leaves his wife and kids behind. A man fleeing war takes his wife and kids. It's the other way around, actually, but they go to war. You don't take the missus with you, do you? So the fact, and this is the other question, Brian. How do they get around the fact that all of these blokes are escaping the dangers of war and persecution, but their missus and kids are fine?
Yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Surely you look after everyone in your own country first before you help people out. So and they just give.
But that's common sense, mate. But they work these. They do it the total opposite way.
And they just given $6 billion to the Ukraine. That fucking geezer, ex-fucking porn star, fucking president, dressed up in leather bondage gear.
The meat grinder.
Maybe that's where we're going wrong.
See, the thing is, right, when you look at what he's done over there, like the persecution of the Russians. Look, at the end of the day, what we got biohazard laboratories over there doing all the stuff that we've signed treaties that we can't get involved in, right? That's a problem. And the Russians bomb the fuck out of them. So they got the ump about that. Then you got those dodgy companies that Biden's son was involved in over there, right? Making a shitload of money.
What happened to the laptop with all the pornography on it? All the child porn. What happened to that?
Have a war, right? Have a war, and you look at the war, right? Forget about the laptop, look at the war. Look at the war, forget the laptop. It's how it works, isn't it, right? So you got that going on. Plus the fact we keep slinging more and more money to make sure every Ukrainian over there gets wiped out from fucking, I don't know, about 15 to the age of 60. So that's nice.
Why do we keep getting involved? Why do we?
Because we're not in charge. If you and
the people
ran a
of this
country,
country do not want to harm the people of any other country. Yeah. So if these leaders think they're fucking bad men, you go over there and deal with it. It ain't our fucking problem because we don't agree with any of your policies anyway. We think you're all nonsense. So stop fucking involving us because I ain't got a problem with people in Israel, people in Palestine. I haven't got a problem with them. I ain't got a problem with peaceful Muslims and people that just want to get on with their life. Stop fucking involving us.
Here's the thing, right? Do
Fucking
you remember
stop
that
it.
when you was a kid, right? Two Tribes Go to War, where they actually got the pretend bloke who looks like the leader over in Russia, and they got fucking what looked like Reagan, and they all have this punch up. Now, if it was like that, and if it was a fight to the death for the leaders of these countries, there wouldn't be another war. There just wouldn't be. Not one of them wants to get fucking ironed out, right?
Putin would knock all our lot out anyway, 100%.
Flat out. The old judo fuck.
Fucking, they couldn't fuck with him on a 1-to-1. Imagine Boris Johnson having a fight with, or Rishi Sunak having a fight with.
Rishi get wiped out. He looks like Roland Rat.
He get fucking slapped down the street. Fuck off, Rishi.
Could you imagine? His Russianness gets off that fucking horse that he walks around in fucking tits out, right? And he get off. He just look at him and just go, Rishi, run away. Like, if it was like that. Who else would there be? Canada be fucked, wouldn't it? Right?
Our leaders are absolute fucking tits. In a minute, we'll have fucking Jacob Rees-Mogg come fucking walking in with his top hat, stupid cunt. He looks like something out of the fucking 1920s.
I'll tell you what, fuck it. Yeah. I mean, when you take somebody seriously that looks like that, you got to ask questions. But if you imagine now, right, if you reverse this, right, and if you go, they're only a superpower if their leader's hard. Well, the biggest superpower in the world now, Biden, that makes it the worst or the weakest power in on the planet, doesn't it?
Another nonce, hair sniffing, kid touching, fucking nonce.
Do you know he got involved in something, right? And he was warned, and I don't think he took any notice. And then his missus was killed, and then after that, he towed the line. But yeah, Biden's missus was taken out in a car crash or something like that. It was some accident, and after that, he went along with
fucking bit like Diana. Then he's copied Diana's. Yeah.
You know, I mean, when you look at how much the Kennedys were fucking compromised, do you remember that fucking Ted Kennedy was going to take it on after the other two brothers had been shot, right? And then he gets fucking. He got his missus, or his mistress, I should say, in a car, and it had rolled over and gone into the lake. And he'd been found later on, and she was still in the car, drowned. And that finished off his political career because, again, he, like the other brothers, I know they were wrong and they were fucking like shagging everything else but their wife, but they were against war. So, you know, get rid of it or fuck it up. The system does do that. So we're never going to get a leader.
There's no one to tell, mate. There's no authority we can go to help within anything. You know, whether it's phone tapping, whether it's getting a kitchen. There's just fucking no one to tell. All we've got is each other. That's all we've got. And then when we try to tell each other, they take your fucking channels down, just in case everyone starts listening to you.
Yeah, which they are. Because here's the thing, right? This channel at the moment's got under 10,000 subscribers. This particular one, I've got a few others because we're going out on Man Up, which is an advice channel, and we've got my name, Simon Evans, right? So between all of them, right? And then when you go and have a look, let's go and have a look live and see what's actually live at the moment out there. Right, so that's got 938 of. Let's go and see if we can. Look, GB News, right? GB News, 1.5 million or something, 1.2 million fucking subscribers. They got 485 people watching.
Fucking bullshit. They bought them subscribers, mate.
Seriously? Yeah.
They bought
them.
Done Ian Puddick.
Go on.
Yeah, he done that.
Did he?
Twitter. He had fucking 85,000 followers at one point. I thought, fuck off.
What's the fucking point in buying it? Because the engagement just looks so fucking obvious. Like,
what's the appearance, isn't it? It's appear to be larger than you are. You know what I mean? It's all about making things look good. That's what I've noticed. No matter what you do, you report something. Yeah, they'll send the old bill round, make it look good. You know what I mean? And they say, "Oh, we've handed your case on to someone else," and that. Then you can't get hold of that cunt, and then you just think, "Oh, fuck it, I'll leave it. It's not worth it. It's grief."
Mm.
And we just make it look good with everything.
I'm just amazed
start.
at how they're still trying their best. So you get all the mainstream fucking TV channels that nobody watches, and I think the highlight was going to be about 5 years ago when YouTube really took off and they weren't controlled, in so much as people were getting a lot of views, they were making a lot of money out of it, and they weren't being regulated as much. So the system went, these people are starting to give their own news out. We're not in control, and that's where it came back. But they'll get rid of us in the end.
Yeah, in the end they will. But we'll find another way. We'll find another way.
Yeah, just go out on the street and do it proper.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that, or just takes another platform being built that is just uncorruptible. I don't know how you do that, but
blockchain, innit, or something like that. Dark web blockchain.
Been loads in there, brand new tube, Rumble, they're all fucking, And
Rumble was all right for a while, and that's gone.
Well, then you had fucking Andrew Tate taking over the airwaves on there, telling everyone get a Bugatti and a fucking cigar and how to be a fucking G. And the geezer
turn into a Muslim?
Now he reckons he's a Christian and that. And the geezer sat down and
said, he's a Muslim last time I heard him.
No, he was a Christian last time I fucking saw it. And the geezer went to him, so, in the beginning, Andrew was, I don't know, like, no, the word. In the beginning was the word. And the word was with God. Fucking Christian. It's just ridiculous. He's there, I believe, to influence all of the young geezers that are lost in life, because a lot of them they're all smoking the weed. I understand that. I'm not putting that down because it gives you a bit of an head break from life. I get it. It's a cunt when you fucking leave it, though. 3 weeks in, I am soaking wet, mate. But he's there to influence all the young geezers that are lost. And what he's putting in their heads is get down the gym, have a cigar, have a Bugatti, and be a G. And it's all wrong, man. The morals are all fucking wrong. If you want morals, have a look at the King James Bible, watch some of the sermons online, take it in. Don't watch them in the daytime.
Well, how many of the deadly sins is he pushing?
Probably all of them.
Yeah. You look at the deadly sins. There's a lot of the ones that he'll push. I mean, for the things that you're taught not to be, is a narcissist, is in this case probably a sociopath, greed, arrogance, wealth, gluttony, all of these different things that he shows off. And wasn't he running women getting their clothes off a lot and that kind of shit? It's not a good look. Now he's got some pretty aggressive things to say about women. Some of the stuff he says is true, some of it isn't. At the end of the day, women, there are people that actually think by getting their clothes off, they're earning a living. Well,
until you close your eyes, until you close your eyes for the last time, and then realize where you are, and it's too late for your salvation. I believe that, because the one thing that I believe everyone misses in their life every day is the thing that is staring you right in the face, and that is the fact that you are conscious and aware of yourself. Where does it come from if it doesn't come from God? Where does it come from? Because it's not like you can cut someone open and go, oh, there it is. Right? Where does that come from?
You've heard about the scientists. You've heard about the science, that the science went that far that it used to say that God didn't exist. And now science has come back all the way right around to say it has to exist.
Well, yeah. And then you've got, theory of evolution. And I'll tell you, I watched a brilliant video the other day by a Christian guy. He's absolutely amazing. He's on YouTube, and his name is Trey Smith. And I started watching him when I was having a bad time, locked in that room next door there, fearing for my life in 2014, end of 2014 onwards. And the guy's called Trey Smith. Just have a look at his video online, The Theory of Everything. And when you get to the end of that, you tell me if you think evolution is even remotely possible. It ain't. And why is a number one record in America? Little Nas X, blood in his trainer, pushing Satan, couldn't be doing it anymore, any bigger to any higher degree. Song's gone in at number one. It's called J Christ. Why is it that everyone has a pop at Jesus? Right? If he don't exist and he ain't real, he's only the most
Taylor Swift.
About. Taylor Swift. It's all of them. Kanye West, and they go out there and pretend to be Christians. They are going to hell, mate. They are going to hell. And I don't want to go that way. So I made my decision a long time ago. Fuck the music industry. Fuck your money. I will get through. I will get through, and I'm going to go the hard way about it. I believe in Christ. I believe in Christ, and I'm sticking with that, and I am never changing. I'm not a perfect Christian. I still call people a cunt and shout and scream, but I'm reading the Bible, and even just last night, I was looking at how to expose evil and wickedness, and it tells you don't judge him. People go, oh, you're a Christian, you shouldn't judge. No, it says in the Bible that we should expose the wickedness, and we should do it in a righteous way. Not you're a big fat fucking cunt and look at what you're wearing and all that. By their works, by what they do, by their actions, right? So I'm in full right to judge people like Ghislaine Maxwell, Prince Andrew, Bill Maloney, Ian Puddick, John Wedger. I'm in full right. It's just these wicked people that want to turn that against you and go, you're not supposed to judge. Yes, we are, but do it righteously. Simple.
What was it they said? Let him without sin cast the first stone. And I've been a sinner.
And that, yeah.
I'm never going to be perfect.
No, none of us are.
No, you can't be, actually. You can only try, but you can't be.
We're not Jesus, but the moral teachings are there for a way for you to live your life. And if my salvation's at risk, I already committed adultery. I got married at 21 because I thought I could, I'm not interested in other women. And they come flocking in and that, and then you're fucking birds left, right, and centre. I hold my hands up. Sinner, fucking sinner. Now, it fucking frightens me that when I'm going to be 50 this year, August. I'm going to be 50. How long have I got left on this planet? I don't know. But I'm scared if I close my eyes for the last time and I don't do the right thing and I don't get it right, I don't want to go to hell, sire. I don't want to go to hell. I don't. So do the right thing and I will expose everything that I know.
Worst thing I've done, mate, is getting pissed. That's about the worst thing I've done.
Yeah, well, that's it. But then,
when I was a kid, I used to fucking be a bit like yourself. It was on a fucking plate.
Yeah. Yeah. And what young bloke wouldn't? Yeah, because you ain't got no knowledge of God back then. You got no knowledge.
Not just that. Right, at the time they were pushing that 90s was the worst season for do whatever you want for you. Get out there and fucking enjoy everything and just fuck the future, live for now. And that's all we were doing.
Yeah. And we were young at the time. But now, no, it's got worse now. It's got it's worse now. It's worse now.
In some ways. What I mean is back then we could actually
women,
but you could meet people back then, couldn't you?
Online for you to fucking tip them, and like it's just got out of hand. We are living in the end times. I'm absolutely sure of it. I'm sure of it, and I ain't fucking going the way that everyone else is going. I may not get saved in the end, but I'm gonna fucking try. I'm gonna try.
What I was saying though, bro, is it was easier to meet people back then because people were approachable. Nowadays, it's fucking.
A fucking narcissistic world we live in now, mate, and it's promoted that way as well.
I saw this picture. Yeah, totally. I saw this bird on a fucking. She's been kicked off a plane. She's fucking like really loved herself, and she's being a total twat. And she's threatening a few people. And somebody's taking a picture. Went, go on, fucking take my picture. What was it? She says, I'm a celebrity on Instagram. I'm an Instagram celebrity. I'm thinking that's about it, isn't it? You can't.
Fuck off. Fuck off. You think you say it's special because you got some views online. I've sold 30 million records. I've got 17,000 subscribers. Who gives a fuck? Who cares?
This is the thing. I ain't never fucking sold a record in my life, right? So I can't talk about that. But having subscribers is lovely. But generally speaking,
when you've got good subscribers that get you and understand you. Like I've got some brilliant subscribers. They're buying me hoodies, t-shirts, this hat. They're sending me. Look, I've got some stuff here. Look, I get letters sent to me. A guy called Pat sent me a letter. He's what does he do? He's does pointing. So he's a bricklayer and a pointer. He sent me a thing. A woman wrote to me the other day. I think her name was Sarah. Hi, Brian. I you don't mind me writing to you. Like, and they wanted an autograph, so I sent them. They put an envelope in there, and I signed a couple of bits and sent it back for them. I've got good subscribers, man. But the establishment and the people that are against me don't want me to believe that. They want to keep my numbers down. My numbers would be more than 17,000, mate. You know, people subscribe and they say, I'll come back. I've been unsubscribed. I didn't do it.
All the time. Yeah, it happens all the time. And YouTube admit they do it, right? Not just that. If it says we got 1,081 people watching, you can bet your ass you're probably near the fucking 3,000.
Yeah.
Because
Is that what we got?
At the moment, we got 1,084 people watching.
Fucking hell.
Isn't it? Considering, considering, hello, I'm Brian, and I'm Simon.
And at this point, I just want to promote my new book. No, this is it's Tom Watkins. Tom Watkins, let's make lots of money. He ain't dead.
And he fucking did.
In Maui. He's hiding in Maui, right? He when I started exposing him, he took his Twitter down, 2014. Right, and then Bill Maloney come around pushing a news article with him in the paper where he's lost weight and he's standing next to his white box square satanic house, which is the same as Camilla Batman Jelly's house she had, by the way. And then and he was on Grand Designs building this house in Hastings, right backed up on the sea, Winchelsea Beach. And in 2015, Bill Maloney shows me a newspaper article. Is that him, Brian? I went, yeah, that's him. Fuck me, he's done some weight, hasn't he? But I'll tell you what. He's got diabetes. What he's done, right, is he went on Grand Designs back in early 2000s, I don't know if it's 2003, something like that, built this house, and then one of the women that was involved in the phone hacking who worked at the News of the World before she moved on to Channel 4, her name's Hayley Barlow. She's on the emails with Andy Coulson and all the others from the phone tapping. She's now Director of Communications at Channel 4. Channel 4 were the channel that put up Tom Watkins's Grand Designs building that house. 3.5 minutes into Grand Designs, Tom, with his boyfriend at the time, Darren, who was like a fucking mute, never said boo to a goose, turns to the Kevin, whatever his name is, who does Grand Designs, and says, "Oh yeah, me and Darren are going to go to. We're thinking of going to Maui in Hawaii because it's the best place."
Right, just to get some context, that's who we're talking about. That one there.
There he is. Yeah, he says, we're going to go to Maui because it's the best place to get over diabetes. So what's he done? He's had a tummy tuck, the cunt, put a newspaper article out, got it fed to me through Bill Maloney. Then they sent Danielle around to say, oh, yeah, Tom's not well and all that. I went, right, ring him. He's got a pub, and he ring him. They knew I was going to say that to her. So she rings him. Bird picks up the phone. I went, oh, no, Tom can't come to the phone right now. He's not well. Yeah, bollocks. He's fucked off to Maui. The geezer ain't dead. People like him don't die at the age of 70. They die in their 90s, like Sidney Cook, the fucking paedophile.
So how old was he when he was managing you then? You were like 17, 18, 19, whatever.
Fuck knows, 50s. Got to be 40s, 50s. I don't know. I don't know.
Fucking wrong.
It's fucking wrong. How can you go on the word and sit there and go, oh yeah, I slept with them all? I was like, I fucking told my family to watch this, you fucking cunt.
Isn't it?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you slept, no, I'm not having that. He's still alive and I'm going to fucking get him. Yeah, I ain't falling for your bullshit, Watkins. You're probably even watching now, you fucking sloth. Yeah, your time's coming, mate.
God, fuck me. There's a picture of him lost weight. He looked fucking ill.
There you go. Is he next to that?
Hang on. I'll show it. I'll show it. Wait. You got a fucking octopus hands it, Shag. All right. There he is. Hang on there.
There you go. Yeah, that's why.
Don't know if it'll come up. A fucking thing don't come up properly, do it? Like,
yeah, that's him. Look at all his wonky art and all that shit, yeah? Because his mentor was a guy called Terence Conran. And Terence Conran was good friends with Alan Yentob at the BBC. And Alan Yentob was in company with Camilla Batman Jelly, who's recently just died, who John Wedger was doing food drops with, by the way. She's recently died. She comes out in all this fucking umbongo clothing, yeah, with a big paedophile swirl sitting round her neck. Yeah. And she said in 2013, I'm talking to a police officer who wasn't allowed to do his job properly, John Wedger, and I know about paedophilia in the establishment because the government was going to cut off the funding to her.
But he's never named a name, has he?
I know he ain't.
Wedger ain't come out with a single name. Whistle. Oh, I'm a whistleblower. No, you know, you ain't got a fucking whistle, you prick.
He's a plant, and when I find him, I'm going to confront him. Yeah.
Once a fed.
Let's see what he says then. He ain't no fed. He'd probably be like National Crime Agency or
no, what I mean is once like a copper, always a copper, isn't it? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Tosser.
They're wrong uns, mate. They've been caught out, and which is why I've put it all together, and they think they can come down on me and frighten me away from it and that. I'm prepared to die, mate. I'll die for this cause. I'll die for this cause. You don't fucking frighten me. You've took everything I've ever had. I've got a fucking hole in my hip. I've got no kitchen. I ain't really got fuck all apart from a couple of cinema cameras. Right, who gives a fuck?
But
Yeah,
you
ain't
do
gonna
have the missus and the dogs.
I do, yes. Yes, I do. And they are the best things that you could have.
I ain't got a cat.
Have you got a cat?
No, I haven't got a cat. I got Dave, me plant. Dave's famous, mate.
What is that plant?
Fucking big thing's what it is. I don't know.
It's not a government plant, is it?
No, it's fucking not.
That's, what sort of plant is it, though? It's not a cannabis
it's
plant.
a fucking money plant, I reckon. The cunt had
Oh.
flies last year. Give me loads of trouble. He did, the prick. Right. But one day we were doing this live stream. We're all sat around this table here, right? And I've got Dave sat at a seat, and we've got this other bloke there. I'm over there. And what's happening? We've got a radio mic, and the voice of Dave sat over there. We're doing this calling, and this pissed up bloke's, oh, fucking, and Dave is arguing with him on this calling, and this bloke's arguing back with a plant, and the plant got the better of him. But yeah, it'd be there. It was fucking funny, like.
Fucking hell.
So
yeah,
Dave has he
plant.
started off about this big, and all I did was fed him and shoved him in the fucking sun, and happy days. You got to keep turning the cunt because he starts doing that.
Yeah.
But yes, so I was going to say, you got the basic things that you need. You're healthy enough. You're alive, right? You got the wife, right? The missus, whatever. You got the dogs. See, really, after that, everything else is.
That's it. My next thing that's really, really floating around in my head is at some point I'm gonna have to marry Nikki.
Have to, right? Nikki doesn't mean it like that. It's just the right thing to do. Is what?
No. I mean, I'm gonna have to because I don't want to be living in sin. That's how seriously I'm taking it. Si.
Right.
I mean, I did get married at 21. I did try to bypass all this shit and think, no, I can do it. Let me get married. But I had no understanding at 21. Do you know what I mean? At 21, as if that was ever going to work out. The only good thing that came out of that was that I had a daughter and she was born during wedlock. So that's good. That's good. Yeah. But at some point,
you've known your missus anyway for long enough, anyway. So you might as well, haven't you?
Yeah, no, I make that absolutely right. It's come about in the right way, and at some point, I will ask her to marry me. But at the minute, you know, I ain't even got a fucking suit to put on already.
I've just had a request. Harry said hello. He listens to your music. There you go, Harry.
Thanks, Harry.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks, Harry.
Goes, fuck me, it's Brian Harvey. I went, yes.
What, Harry?
I'll be fucking made up now.
I'll make most of it because I won't be making music in the future.
What, for anybody or yourself?
Just it's unless the funny thing is about it all is it sort of come full circle with this Christian thing because the actual music that I do like has been the chord structure and the bass lines and the harmonies and the voices of gospel. So unless I can bring glory to Christ without sounding Bible bashy, but the black church Christian music is the element of R&B that I've found out is what I've always liked. You know, it's had hip hop beats put underneath it and stuff, and it's been not made about Christ, it's been made about sex and made about love in order for it to go in the charts. But if I'm ever to make music in the future, at the minute I feel like I'll give it all up. I'm not interested. If it means going out there and being part of that music industry now, which is just going to put me, no, I could never do it. I couldn't.
What about that mush that does it all himself online? That guy with the tattoos. I can't remember what his name is. The guy who does like rap. He's a white guy. Does rap stuff and does all tattoos, and he's bypassed the music industry and does it himself.
The
Tom McDonald does it.
Yeah. I've seen him pop up on TikTok and on YouTube. I don't really know much about him, but I think he's done things independently and put himself in at one or two in the States. I say good luck to him. Say good luck to him. He's not preaching a bad message.
So would you do music that was sort of cross between something that gives you the positive message and also warns people of stuff? Would you do that? Would you consider that music?
Yeah, I would, but it'd have to be, you know, I'm not trying to be an idol.
No.
I don't want to be an idol. I don't want it. It's wrong. I'm not God. I don't want to be looked up at as some sort of god making music. If I do bring music again in any way, apart from this Night Riders record, because it's not very godly. It's just we got the Night Rider car. We need to make a song as an excuse to fucking use this car because it's the bollocks. I love it. I've always loved it. I was blown away when I saw it. And I've got two friends that we've already made the record. It's just I've got to change my verse now because there's a bit when I talk about right, I'm ready. I've got a spliff. Let's go. And I've got to take that out of it now. But in the future, I mean, there's a group out there called Commissioned, Black American.
Just change the word from spliff to drift. Got a drift. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to change it because I do want to make this. I can live without doing it, but I don't want to make promises to a couple of friends of mine, put the hard work in, get excited about it, and then go, no, I'm not doing it now. I'm a Christian.
The country music, they knock out a lot of God, don't they?
They do, yeah, but country's not really my thing. I'm not really a Dolly Partonist. No,
this modern stuff, I do listen to some of that, but they do talk about the modern day stuff.
If I do make music, it'll be to bring glory to Christ and preach the moral message of what he's saying. If not, I ain't doing it. It's as simple as that. I've done the pop music thing. I've been number one in the charts. I've had number one albums. Everyone knows who we are. I don't give a fuck. People.
Hang on, you've been muted. Right,
you know, at Christmas.
That's all right. You were muted for a second. Then I was like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Sorry, no, I was just getting a call. Then I called.
Right, I was like, "Fuck you!" They're playing with us here as well.
No, that was my end getting a call.
No.
What was I saying?
So basically, music, you'll only do it if it is better or the betterment of Christ, but otherwise you can walk away from it. You've had the number one albums, you've had the number one. Yeah,
I've done all of that. There's nothing more to achieve there, and to be a part of the music industry now and be successful, people are blatantly having to push Satan and the wrong morals to the younger generation and to everyone in a way where you're not really seeing it as satanic, but the content of it is, if you're talking about fucking birds, or it's always going to come down to that. Most songs come down to, love and fucking birds, really, doesn't it? That's where most pop songs have their
in the end.
That's where, in the end. And
it needs,
I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it no more.
If you talk about the right thing in a song, right, and doing the right thing, and how it's hard to do the right thing, and how it is actually better for you. I mean, you look at the bloke that's got 6 birds around him, right? Not married, and he's fucking them all. Then you look at the one bloke that's got a nice missus who's conservatively dressed and he's got 3 kids with her. That's the fucking rich man. That's
the way.
Right?
That's the way.
And if he was to do music, or if people do music that point that out, then they'll be doing a favor to youngers, because this is going to switch. We was talking about this not on here, like we were talking about how the pendulum's going to switch. When it goes back to being more conservative and thinking about your future, your kids' future, your country's future and stuff, the kind of music is going to change. Yeah, basically doing the right thing, the music will change, and I believe that stuff that's more wholesome.
Yeah,
I know that's
it does
fucking
need to go that way. I know it sounds very sort of fucking hell. Where's he going now? If I did make something, it wouldn't be shit. But I would say to a lot of people, go and listen to the gospel group Commissioned, and you'll see where I'm coming from. You'll feel it in your heart. You will feel it in your heart. I'm telling you now. You will.
I always said that those evangelistic black churches where they're singing their heads off. If you get placed in like halfway through the crowd, you'll feel something there, even if you ain't religious.
You will. But even a lot of them, I mean, at the minute, P. Diddy, you got a big pastor named T.D. Jakes. He seems to be getting exposed at the moment, going to Diddy's parties, having sex with boys and stuff. He's having.
Did MC Hammer go to religion?
I think he did. Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
Tell you a funny story, right? I passed my test. The day I passed my test, I got a tape in my mum's car. She'd had it a week. And I'm listening to That's Why We Pray as I went straight off the road and into a ditch and fucking filled the car full of water. Well, that's ironic. She wasn't happy about that. Anyway, my old mate, I'm going to say thanks for coming on. And
thanks for having us on.
I'm probably going to wind it up now.
Live stream, so I thought I might as well. Do you know what I mean? Been meaning to do it, haven't we? So it's a perfect opportunity, really.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think
saves
I've got
ringing
it
in.
all out. I've got it all off my conscience. You've seen
We can
me
still
hip.
do it.
You've
We
seen
can
me
still do it
ass.
again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we should
Just do it for the
again.
crack, if nothing
Yeah,
else.
for the
And any
crack.
other news that comes up you want to talk about, whatever. But yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
well, I'm
brilliant,
going to
sir.
everybody else. I'm going to wind this up because I ain't been feeling fucking great after the gym that nearly killed me. One of your best shows, Rev. Well, yeah, because he came on.
It was a pleasure, mate. It's a pleasure. And thanks for everyone who's tuned in, people that have subscribed. Any of my subscribers watching, make sure you go over and subscribe to all of Simon's channels. I'm sure you'll be able to find them all. He's got this one. You've got Rev Simon Sideways. Is that your main channel?
Yeah, Reverend Simon Sideways, Rev on a Rant, Simon Evans, and Man Up.
Guaranteed all my lot will be coming over to you now, 100%. I know they will, and they should.
Excellent. Right, now don't run away yet, bro. All right, I'm just going to say bye to everybody else.
Okay.
So thanks for coming on, and I'll say goodbye and say thank you for Bright coming on. Bright, if you want any last words.
Thanks for having me. Thank you to everyone watching, and thanks for listening. And please try and have a look into some of the things that I've been talking about. It's all on BHTV, so go on there and have a look. And also subscribe to Nicky Lee. Thanks a lot.
Catch you in a bit.
Cheers, mate.